Hello there, and welcome back.
What is this place?
Disconnected.
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 Disconnected. Disconnected.
I'm starting to feel disconnected.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected.
Hello, and welcome to another Thursday Live with a brand new guest. I love doing this. Like the last 6 months, I've been getting a lot of new people, and somebody that I have adored, respected, and wanted on here for a long, long time, Mr. Sam Panico from BNS About Movies. Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me. You were on my show, and now I'm on your show.
Yeah, the reciprocity has to go both ways, of course. How's everything going? Love the shirt. Love the Severin support.
Love it. From one Sam to another, Sam Sherman. Like, I have to support the Sams, right? It's going good. It's third. I saw someone in the chat say we made it to Thursday, and I really feel like I've like slowly dragged myself to Thursday. Do you know what I mean? It's a long time to get to Thursday, and then I'll have like 2 days of like just a lot of movie watching, and then back to work.
Back to work. Do you got is it marathon weekend this weekend, or is it weekend off? For your show.
For a show, we have shows. Yeah, this weekend we're doing The Headless Eyes, which a super high quality movie, and The Curse of Bigfoot, another super high quality movie. I think this whole season's theme has been how many people can we chase away with the movies that we pick, and like so it's gradually. And like I still want to do the Mummy theme park, and Bill says to me all the time, if you do that movie, no one's gonna ever watch the show again. And I disagree. We did Mummy and Curse of the Jackals, and only like 20 people left. So I really hope that we can keep it going.
20 is a pretty low number. I think we could probably pump that up a little bit.
We'll see. I'm hoping we'll bring some people back. But yeah, and then we're on until we're kicking March off. But yeah, we have one more week coming up, so I'm excited.
Amazing. Erica's here saying hi.
Oh hey, she's one of my favorite people.
Same here. Why don't we share what the show is on Saturday? Tell everybody all about it.
Yeah, so I co-host with Bill Van Ryn, Drive-In Asylum double feature, and it starts at 8 o'clock. It's ridiculous. We start at 8 o'clock, and we end at like 4 in the morning, like children, getting to have a sleepover and watch too many movies and drink too much. I don't know if children drink too much. I did. So it's a fun time to have people together, and we do a lot of like looking at. Bill and I are obsessed with looking at movie ads, and when we get into a movie, a lot of it is like, let's look at the ad campaign for it, especially if it's movies that have had more than one title, and really seeing like, especially in the 70s, a lot of the drive-in movies may have played all through the 70s and maybe even into the 80s. And it's wild because you think about it, like a lot of these, even late 60s movies, like Living Dead at Manchester Morgue played until 82 to 84 in the drive-ins, and like contemporaneously playing with slashers. And like it had to be strange to suddenly you see this movie and you're like, this feels really old. Especially like Euro horror stuff had to feel really dated when it played up against cheap modern slashers, but I love them all.
I agree. And that's one of the other things, BNS has talked about some of the, we'll say, finest films of all time over on that show in many different veins. And that's something else entirely. Why don't you tell everybody about BNS?
Yeah, BNS About Movies is my website and podcast and Empire of One. It should be two. It's Becca and Sam, my wife's name and my name. And she used to do the podcast with me. She's like, I don't really like doing podcasts. And I said, okay. So occasionally she'll come on and talk about a few things. I love when she does because she's really funny. Somehow I've lucked out and I have a wife that has a Dr. Phibes tattoo. How did I? And you have that blog post behind you. I think I told you, like when we first started dating, I was at her house waiting for her to get ready. And she's like, I was watching this movie. You can watch it if you want. I'm like, she watching a remake of The Blob? And I like texted like 5 of my friends. I'm like, what's going on? Like, it felt like some kind of robot out to kill me thing. But we've been together 12 years, so that robot's doing well with me. So yeah, BNS About Movies, and it's a website. There's like posts all the time, and then weekly podcasts, sometimes bi-weekly now. Because I've been trying to get guests on. You were on. You did Dick Tracy.
I did, yeah.
And I actually saw a book for you last night. I saw the Disney storybook of the making of Dick Tracy. It was like maybe like 20 pages, and it was like $50 at a half price books. And I was like, I don't think he wants to spend $50 on this pamphlet.
No.
But, yeah. And so I love half price books sees things online, and they're like, oh, someone will spend this much on it. I'm like, no, they won't. And also, like, they don't know the difference between certain movies, when you go in there, where it's like, oh, well, the Vinegar Syndrome one's $200. I'm like, this is a Mill Creek box set. This is not worth $200.
Well, and sometimes that works out in your favor. That is very rare, but sometimes it does.
I mean, how else could you get Frankenstein 80 before? It was on a Mill Creek set, and could you watch it? No, unwatchable, orange.
Yep.
But that's how you could get it. Anyways, yeah. So if you love movies and you love too many references, and I was trying to think the other day, like one of the subjects you asked me from subjects, I always talk about building your own film canon. I don't even know what mine is, because like if you look at my rankings and stuff, like I'll give like a really great movie, like on Letterboxd, like a 4, and then like it was shot on video and made in Texas or like Arkansas, and like 9 people have rated it straight up 5 stars. That's how I am. I'm watching the Truth or Dare box set right now that just came out from SRS. And like by movie 3 or 4, I don't know. There's so many Truth or Dare. Who knew there were this many Truth or Dare movies? I was completely, Stockholm syndrome by it. At first, I'm like, these are okay. I think SOV does that to you. Like we're acting like you're like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And my wife came down right at the minute when a girl was filleting a carrot. And she's like, what are you watching? And I was like, well, it's these movies about a killer and like playing Truth or Dare. And she's like, she always walks in at the wrong time.
But you could tell her it's a big deal because Elijah Wood loves it. So
yeah, exactly. I'm like, Elijah Wood. I went from the press release for Elijah Wood shows these at public events, like, and so that makes it okay. So yeah, she's always tends to walk in just right when the most insane thing is happening, and because I watch a lot of Euro horror, who knows what that could be, so.
Yeah, it could be the craziest poster with the most tame film, or sometimes quite the opposite, which doesn't happen enough.
I make it a point that when I'm watching like a Renato Pacelli movie, I'm like, nobody should be in the house, because if anybody walks in, like, it's just, you can't defend it. You're like, I love it. She said to me at some point, because I'm like a decade or more older than my wife, she's like, you'll be in a rest home before me, and I'm just going to give them instructions. Like, he needs his chair warmed up and he needs his jolly, and just put on a jolly for him. He'll be quiet for a couple hours, and then bring out another Italian movie with breasts and someone getting impaled, and he'll be fine. Like, he'll be quiet. So let him watch Patrick Still Lives once a week and he'll be okay.
Once a week? That is a wild movie to watch once a week.
God. I think about it every day, right? Because that same castle is used for so many movies, right?
Right.
And like the original Patrick's good. Don't get me wrong. This is again the Letterboxd thing. I get it. The original Patrick is a good movie, and it's much better made, much bigger budget. My ratings on Letterboxd are like completely different, because I'm like, this movie is great. Like, who would think I'm half Italian, half Polish, so like I really feel like a lot of kinship to my Italian filmmaking brethren, where I'm like,
yeah,
I like when they get a note to make a movie, and it's like they just get a little bit of the memo, and the rest of it they just go off. Like Shocking Dark, they're like, I know we're supposed to be making a Terminator movie, but what if we also made Aliens? And by the end of it, you're like, there's a time machine? Like, oh, well, that's right, this is Terminator 2. I love it. Like, Zombie is the best zombie movie, because it's like halfway through it, Fulci's like, I'm just going to make a 30s zombie movie. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care what anyone else is doing today. I'm doing my own thing. And I respect that.
Such a fun watch, especially if it's your first time with Zombie.
I saw it. So speaking of the drive-in, they played it. We have like a twice a year drive-in outside thing. And that's where drive-ins are. But like in April and September. And I got there, and I stopped and you should never get food on the way. I get this now. That's how drive-ins stay in business. But I was eating dumplings during Zombie. Is this a good idea? No. But I've seen it enough that I know the right parts, right? And like literally when Prince's mom's eye gets put out by the door, somebody opened their car door up and threw up all over the outside of the car. And I was like, yes, like this is like a dream to have happen. And I just kept eating it. I was eating them dumplings.
Mission accomplished.
Like, let's go to Matul right now. Like, once they get on the boat and like they're on the way there, and then that girl decides to go swimming. Why? Right? Like, and it's like it's nonstop. Like, Fulci's like just amazing. I always like talk like Fulci as I'm watching it. Like, I'm like a very exaggerated Italian accent. It's like, bring it to me the eye. I must destroy it. It's seen too much.
Well, this is obviously a physical media show, and
Yeah.
as somebody that loves physical media, you've been able to contribute to a few things over the
Oh,
last
man.
few years. Why don't we talk about some of those things?
Oh man, a lot of visual vengeance stuff, which has been a lot of
Yeah.
fun. Yeah,
How I feel like not a lot of people talk about visual vengeance. It's one of those things that gets a flashy like announcement and then no
yeah.
follow up. So tell me about the films.
Oh man, so many of Suburban Sasquatch, super high quality, right?
Yeah, it's the
Um,
big one.
oh my god, so originally the plan was when I first started talking to them, I always sent review. I always send reviews to whatever labels I do from. So, and they had seen a bunch of who has watched every Vernon Matai movie, even the shot on video ones. And so they said, "Hey, we have the rights to like the Tomb, the Jail, the Women's Hell, his remake of Zombie, pretty much, all his movies, and we're going to put them out. Would you like to do commentary?" And again, I thought like I was dying. Like that's like someone trying to do something nice for me because that's like my dream to get to talk about Bruno Mattei for any length of time. So eventually that morphed into, well, we have all these SOV movies. How do you feel about SOV? And I was like, yeah. So so it's been wild. I've lost track of how many we've done, but Bill Van Ryn, who does the show, and we've done it, and it's been a lot of fun because like I think what I was worried about was I didn't want to go into these being like riff tracks on them because I think I look at shot on video as being like the last bastion of kind of what regional cinema was. Like these are people making their own movies. They want to see their own like area in it. They have very limited resources, big ideas, no budget. Like Suburban Sasquatch, David Miscavige's whole family's in it. Like his dad made the costume, and I think like did he tell his dad like, "Hey, would you sew balls under that and tits under that costume?" And I'm sure he did. Like and to get to meet these people and talk to them is amazing because like that's what always fascinates me. Especially like The Abomination's probably in my top 10 movies ever. And I was really freaked out to meet Brett because The Abomination is so important to me. And I thought this guy's going to be crazy. And he is, luckily he is, but he's also the sweetest human being in the world. And like, I went to breakfast with him in Texas. Well, not bragging. This is my biggest brag, right? Like anybody else would be like, oh, I know Tom Cruise. I'm like, I know Brett that did The Abomination. I'd rather know him. But like to go to breakfast with him and talk about stuff like that is fun. That movie's great. And like I wanted to know, like for Ozone, we just did the Ozone commentary track. I don't know if you've seen it. Like the special effects are really gross in it. Like there's nonstop puking. And I thought as we were watching it, I said, don't you think that everybody in this movie has built like was stained with this effects for years? Because they used the old Dick Smith, Caro and all this. And Brett said, there were people that had that stuff in their hair for like 6 months. They couldn't get it out. Had to go to work with all this stuff in it. So it confirmed a lot of the stuff that I believe. So I love, they put out the best packages. It's like the Criterion collection of junk. And I mean junk in the nicest possible way. Like I never look down on the films they could put out. I love everything. And it's also like a lot of their stuff is not it's streaming now because they have a lot of stuff on Tubi and Fossum and everything. But up until then, it wasn't streaming, and it certainly wasn't. Some of it wasn't watchable, and it's cool because that stuff's gonna. We talk about lost movies a lot. That stuff is going to be disappeared. You know what I mean? And not be around. And I think it deserves to be around. Like I love that Suburban Sasquatch cost $404. $4 of that went to a toilet plunger because someone didn't want to touch a used toilet plunger. So this is right from the interview I did with him. He's like, so yeah, they made me spend $4 on a toilet plunger and that blew the budget. That's the kind of movies. That's the kind of movies I want to see because like also it's a lot like Italian cinema where it's the expected, the unexpected. Do you know what I mean? Of movies like it feels like so many movies today are made with they're made with AI. Well, let's face it, and they're made for audiences. These and what's going to happen. You can see the story beats. You can see the notes from the studio, and these are just like anything could happen. Yeah, at any time. So yeah, and I just did one commentary for De Gauser a while back, and that was pretty fun. Well, not commentary, but a video essay is that what we're supposed to call it. And that was wild because like I said, yeah, I'll do that, and then like I didn't think about all the work that would go into it, and it was fun. It kind of is the game that I play of. Is this a jolly? Because
Yeah.
people, I ask my wife that all the time when we're watching shows. Like, she watch a lot of true crime, and right in the middle of the show, I'll just pause and this is jolly. And she's like, "No, it's not. It's 48 hours." And but it is. Murder She Wrote's a jolly if you go by the rules of it. Outside of, I'm not one of those people. It's like only jolly can be made in Italy, and if it's not made in Italy, it's crap.
Well, speaking of physical media, you want to highlight some recent pickups you've got?
Oh yeah, I just got a bunch in the mail today.
Amazing timing.
And I bought one. Actually, a half-price book pickup. Here's my problem with physical media right now. Like, I know stuff's coming out on 4K.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I spend a lot of money for the DVD that's out of print, or do I buy the 4K? Like,
right.
Like, there's a bunch of TV series that I know that are going to come out. And now that Keena's starting to put out TV stuff, I'm like, certainly Inner Circle, Circle of Fear is coming out. No, like the box set from a couple years ago is like $90 on eBay, and I can't tell you how many times drunkenly on a Saturday night I've been like, "This is the best idea to buy this DVD set. That's certainly going to go out of print." Let's see, we got Duel to the Death from it's an 88 film, 88.
Yeah,
I love 88. This is one I was talking about, the Truth or Dare set from SRS. Oh, it's beautiful.
Got that in myself. Yeah, excellent release.
It's really great. Like, there's so much stuff on it. MVD, Spaceballs. They just said this to me. Spaceballs, the cartoon.
Nice.
What the timing is perfect for that, right?
Sure.
It's another 88. I really like this packaging. This
yeah, the Japanarchy.
Yeah, how beautiful. This one though is beautiful. Look at that art. Oh, yeah. I'm really excited about those. This will be probably watching this tomorrow. Picture of a nymph. Again, this is like when my wife gets the mail, she's like, "Are you watching? What's that about?" And then I just bought this at half prices. Why didn't I have The Girl Who Knew Too Much, aka Evil Eye? I don't know. And this is like the Bava one that gets forgotten when it comes to the 4Ks or the stuff Era puts out, and no one's really cares about it. So I have an affection for old Shriek Show and the labels that are all dead now, and like, especially like if I get a DVD that has like the paper case like this,
the snapper.
Like, snapper. It's like, I know it's not great, but this one folds out too. I have a Good Times Halloween 2 that is in like a cardboard sleeve. I got it for like $3 at half price books, and every time I look at it, I'm like, this is a horrible looking release. Like, the quality is bad, but it's like, my wife's a huge Halloween fan, so we have literally one shelf that's just different releases of Halloween, and it's like, what are we doing? How many copies of Halloween 6 do you have?
That is a great question. I mean, even that old out of print Blu-ray for years was going for super big money, and now you can get it on 4K and then 6 box sets and a canceled Pumpkin release from overseas. And
yeah. I always look at, so like the other side where you can't see, it's just those like you're showing now, like I can see behind you. It's those Billy bookcases from, we all know what they are, from IKEA, and it's just like filled with movies. And someone said to me the other day, like, "Do you think you'll watch those before you die?" I'm like, no, I will also buy them all on higher levels media. Like, the point where they can inject it directly into my eye, Fulci style, like, I'll buy that. I mean, how many copies of New York Ripper do you need? All of them. I mean, I have a beta, a House on the Edge of the Park that I got for $1 in a store in my hometown, and it came from Fisher's Big Wheel, which was like a ripoff Kmart in the 70s. And it's like, it's crazy because it says starring David Hess. He's back. And it's like, who in the early 80s was in like a small Western Pennsylvania town and was like, "Oh man, David Hess, I love that guy. He's in an Italian."
Thank God he's back.
Yeah, he's in an Italian ripoff of Last House on the Left. Yeah, he is. And it's $1. And like, no one bought it. I felt like it was like, I feel like Satan put it right there, or it wasn't God. Like, no, God's not putting a David Hess movie out for you. And he was like, "Sam, this is for you."
Well, I got a few things in. Speaking of 4Ks, I think all of these are 4K, which is kind of rare. Maybe the most egregiously terrible steelbook cover for a film, because this really has nothing to do with it. The Nightcrawler 4K steelbook, it makes it look like Fast and Furious 12, and
what? Is that for Walmart so people think it's a car movie and they're like,
probably.
Yeah.
And immediately into the more exciting stuff. Finally got in my copy of Dogma 4K, made immediately cooler because it's Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes signed on there.
Shot in Pittsburgh.
Shot in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And then two from one of my favorite companies, Imprint from Australia.
Oh.
4K of two very different movies. We've got G.I. Jane, the box set, giant release for this. But the one that I've been most excited about, finally in hand, 4K of The Last Seduction.
Oh.
And this thing, like the way that they treated this film, we've got 4 different discs. We've got a brand new 4K restoration of the original theatrical cut. We've got the extended cut. We've got the noir edition. There's a special black and white version of the movie. New extras. I mean, what? This is so great. I'm so stoked to be able to have this. I will cherish this for a long time.
I'm very jealous of that. I have to say. That's what do we call it? A neo-noir, aka Jolly. But that's awesome. I love the other thing I've noticed beyond the black and white edition is Arrow's been doing this where there's a Super 8 version of movies or like a digest of it they'll put on it. Yep. And like more people should do that because I love getting to see, because I had Star Wars on Super 8 when I was a kid. And it's just literally like 8 minutes of Star Wars. And I watched that same 8 minutes hundreds of times. But that's amazing that you got that Last Seduction. I love that.
So stoked on it. This last week, what have you been watching? I know you watch a ton of stuff, so not to spoil your shows or anything. What have you been checking out?
Oh man, like outright junk. So what I try to do is like
anything.
Yeah, like I try to do like themes for each week, and like so last month was almost all Jalo because it's Jalo January. This month I've been watching a lot of ultra religious documentaries. Especially ones there. I'm watching a great series of them now on Fossum about the satanic roots of Marvel Comics. 100% all bullshit. Amazing. Yeah, it's really good. And then I've been alternating that with SOV, and it's a good mix. And then Tubi originals, of course, only the finest of movies for me. The Tubi originals are pretty great because they often end 70s style with the lead character, like the hero, getting killed, and then a setup for a sequel. So I'm a big fan of that. I should really watch better quality movies though. But this is what I like. I say to myself, like my brother says this to me all the time. They'll be going to see a movie. I'm like, oh, I guess you're just going to watch some Spanish thing that nobody gives a shit about. I'm like, yeah, I am, because I care about it. Like I haven't seen Sinners, right? And I know it's great. I'm sure it's great. But I'm like, you know what? I really got to get to. I'm hunting down a Jess Franco movie. I'm down to like 12 Jess Franco movies I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what I got to get to. And like I'll get to Sinners. That's cool. Now, if Sinners was made in a foreign country in a different language, and I could only watch it on a Russian hack site with someone yelling the dialogue over it, I would 100% have already watched it, and I'd be like driving you crazy right now on the show talking. I'm like,
and offering a commentary.
Yeah, you got to see this. And like, or if like, if it was made on a camcorder in like 1986 and had a bunch of kids doing the effects, I would be championing it. I think I'm off, like, with my what's important to me.
All the Tubi talk reminds me of a conversation I had today. I had a meeting with the filmmaker, and they were talking about how essentially Tubi for many modern movies is like the last stop on the release schedule. They'll play other streamers, they'll do VOD, they'll do theatrical, then eventually they'll end up on Tubi, and it's like, oh, this is our last hurrah. And then about 15 minutes later in the conversation, they were starting to describe strip joints in Atlanta, and I've never been to Atlanta, hardly been to any strip clubs in my life. And they were talking about how this one that they loved was well known for having much older women, and they were like on the verge of retiring. And I went, so you're saying it's the Tubi of strip clubs then?
Yeah. I was a pro wrestler for 26 years. So I may have been to a few strip clubs. And there was one in West Virginia, Kings and Queens, which is on in Wheeling, in downtown Wheeling. I think it's still there. And one night we were there, and the person with me said, I think that girl's pregnant. And we asked the manager, goes, yeah, she's about 8 months along, but she's just trying to earn up for the baby. He's like, this is where my life's at. So yeah, that was like the film rise of strip clubs. I can't think of another bad streamer. That was like one of those streamers that you get that like you can tell like they don't own any of the movies, like the weird like Eastern European ones that you find on Roku. And it's like a girl walks in front of the camera with a gun and like shoots the screen and is like, you're watching this. And I'm like, what? I have all those streamers bookmarked, the ones that just say horror, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know, because inevitably those places will have the one movie you're looking for when you're trying to like complete a letterbox list or like in your head. You know what I mean? And it's very hard. Those are the ones I
Well,
had.
my big watch from this week that I can talk about is showing my kids more and more movies every single
Mhm.
week, and finally broached last week. We showed them their first foreign film that they watched with subtitles. I was stoked about that. This week, showed them Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring for the
Oh,
first
wow.
time, and I've got a 9-year-old, got an 11-year-old, and they were locked the fuck in. And I was like, all
Mhm.
right, we're doing something right. And we watched the extended edition. It took 2 nights because my kids have ADHD and stuff. But
Mhm.
hey, they were locked in. They knew the story. They were asking the right questions. I asked their favorite characters. They said the right ones, and all of that. It was a good time. Definitely my favorite viewing experience of the movie so far, and
Oh yeah,
can't
awesome.
can't wait to show them the next two. I'm stoked on that.
I don't have kids, so like it's always weird to me. I'm like, God, there's so much that our kids couldn't watch. But I say that, but like my wife, no one was allowed to stay with my wife as a kid, like to have sleepovers because she would always rent uh Halloween 2. She rented Halloween 2 every day. I think through most they get when her video store closed, they gave it to her. And
As they should.
yeah, and it's just like kids would have nightmares after staying with her. And like, so again, I found the right woman. I don't we used to like torture kids in our neighborhood if they wanted to hang out with us and they had to watch Blood Sucking Freaks. Don't show that movie to your kids. Like that movie's not for your kids. I like the plan that you're doing with Lord of the Rings. What was the foreign film you watched with your kids?
Godzilla -1.
Oh, okay, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's a talky foreign film, so that there's a little bit, but not too talky, and the action is super obvious. It was a really fun time. I loved showing them that.
I think the reason why I like that movie is I've for years said I hate Godzilla movies where any humans are involved, right? Like I don't
Yeah.
care about the humans. That's the only one that I've ever seen where it's like, oh, the human drama is as good as the kaiju violence. And as a kid, I would just get enraged because Godzilla was only on in the middle of the night in the 70s or very early in the morning, and it's like I'm very tired. I'm trying to stay awake. Please get
Yeah.
these humans off the screen.
Our friend in the chat, Cinema Force, says that your brain needs to be extracted, studied, and reinstalled for the protection of all humankind.
Thank you. I think that's a compliment. Thank you.
I think so too.
My dream is to be the brain that wouldn't die and just not my head in the pan, but just like my brain in a jar. And that way I can just watch movies and don't have to deal with the other stuff that I don't have to clean this basement all the time.
Well, speaking of watching movies, Letterboxd is something that you and I both adore. And so after our announcement discussion tonight, we're going to be talking about Letterboxd lists because you are known for, we'll say, eclectic ideas for lists.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with trying to categorize movies that don't need categories. Right? It's my A24 in movies or whatever you call it, of like really trying to like be a film nerd about them.
It's a good time. But before we get there, we got to talk about this last week because there's been a lot of stuff that's happened. So let's dive into it. You get a fun one to start off on. Coming on April 14th on Blu-ray here in the U.S. from Redshirt Pictures, and Synapse is the one that's doing all the manufacturing and putting it out. They are putting out Hearts of Darkness, the making of The Final Friday. This is a documentary that was funded through a Kickstarter. There's going to be commentary on here with Adam Marcus and Michael Felsher, another commentary with a handful of people from the film. We've got all kinds of new extras that are coming on the second disc. And there is a limited edition here, and it's got the slipcover and all this extra bonus footage on this bonus disc that will not be on the retail edition. So if you want that full one, you got to get this one, and it's limited to only 1,500 units. So not to induce FOMO, but if you're a Friday the 13th person, get this one early. How do you feel about Friday the 13th, and how do you feel about the Final Friday?
I love all of them, and I almost break the genre down, the series down, I should say. And like the first two movies obviously are very shallow, and they're also very like, I think most people don't watch the first two, or they try to watch the first one and it's not what they wanted, and they're like, oh well, 3 is definitely the Jason that everybody knows.
Where it starts.
Yeah, it's the licensable Jason. I saw this one in a theater in Youngstown, and there's the scene like where they catch him in Youngstown, and and the entire theater went nuts. Like it was like literally as close to a grindhouse as Youngstown had. And I do love. I'm very sad that we don't have yearly Friday. Like when Friday the 13th happened last week, I'm like, I should be going to the movies tonight and seeing a new one. And I don't care if it's bad. I'm a Jason X apologist. I love Jason X. And it's like, I want more. Like, I don't care how many sequels they make. I've sat through how many shitty Halloween sequels. I can certainly sit through a couple crappy Friday the 13th ones.
And in a year when we have three Friday the 13th this year, we've got February, March, and November, and there's not a new Friday the 13th coming out. So
I saw someone say they spent $50 for a Blu-ray. I spent $100 for a Spookies Blu-ray that wasn't even a Blu-ray from Germany that said Les Spookies. And then literally the day that I got it, Vinegar Syndrome announced the one, and I'm like, I have to hide this because why did I spend so much on Les Spookies?
Especially when the VS one comes with the incredible documentaries on there.
Oh, it's my favorite release. I actually went to a Bad Movie Bingo and they did like a trivia contest about it, and they had like a really beautiful poster of the Richard Corbin art, and they literally said to me, you can't answer any more questions about Spookies. Please stop.
I love that you get cut off in trivia. That's hilarious.
They gave me the prize and told me to leave.
Criterion got a mention tonight, but it was only in terms of SOV. Let's talk about the actual Criterion. So on May 5th, they are putting out a 4K and a Blu-ray release of Kurosawa's Stray Dog from 1949. Are you a Kurosawa fan?
I am. I was just talking about his influence on Star Wars today with somebody, and I love that this stuff's coming out. Like this legitimizes me as a physical media buyer. Like sometimes sometimes you buy a little better wine or beer. Like that's how I look at these films. This is an amazing release.
Yeah, I am very curious to see how this looks on 4K. This was released last year, I believe it was, by BFI in the UK on Blu-ray. It looks stupendous. Yes. So any if there's any improvement over that's great. I'm glad it's coming out. I've got the BFI Blu-ray, so I'm probably good, but glad that it will have an HD release here in the States. But also coming on May 12th, we've got a Blu-ray and DVD release from their Criterion Premieres collection of Peter Hujar's Day from 2025. I did not see this one last year. It got pretty great reviews. This is directed by Ira Sachs. Are you an Ira Sachs person?
I am not. So this
one that you might have heard of is this one, also by Ira Sachs, The Delta, coming out on the same day on Blu-ray. This says the complexities of race, class, and sexuality collide within a Memphis community in the strikingly raw debut feature from Ira Sachs. This one is a new 2K digital restoration, supervised and, of course, approved by Ira Sachs. We get an audio commentary from all the way back in 2001. We get a new interview with Sachs that was done by Keith Ulick. 2 short films by Sachs from 91 and 93, and then an essay by Michael Koreski. I've heard this one is great. Never had a chance to see it, but it sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love I'm embarrassed of the Criterion ones I do own because it's just like the John Waters and Russ Meyer movies. And The Girl Can't Help It, of course. I bought like day one.
Yeah. Got to get those, and maybe Night of the Living Dead 4K.
Yeah. Not Chasing Amy. I don't know why it's in the Criterion collection. Sorry to any fans of Chasing Amy. It's a fine movie, but yeah. That's another Letterboxd list. Movies that shouldn't be in the Criterion collection just to get hate. Spoiler for later.
May 19th, they're putting out a Blu-ray release of Fresh Kill from 94. This is one that people have wanted for a long time. This is a disturbingly prescient eco-feminist parable and a brainwave scrambling of cyberpunk fantasia. That's a lot of adjectives. The debut feature from new media pioneer Shulei Chang merges a bold vision of resistance with an exuberant early internet aesthetic. That's a lot of words I love as well. So this one is going to be a new 4K restoration approved by the director. We got new interviews with the director and the actor Sarita Chowdhury. A new program highlighting 2024 theatrical re-release of the film and the self-distribution that they did. Discussion with Chang for the film's 30th anniversary, moderated by Jigna Desai. We've got Art and Technology Initiative profile of Chang. We've got an essay by Midney Sue, who's a artist and technologist, which I love that they're approaching it from that perspective.
Yeah. Wow, this looks awesome.
Yeah. Love the cover art on this. This will pop during the Criterion sale for people that into Barnes & Noble have never heard of it.
Oh, I'm excited. I wait for that Criterion sale. It's like a junkie. I'm outside the building.
Same.
Oh my God. This is definitely a day one buy too.
I agree. May 19th, 4K Blu-ray release of
Oh.
Body Heat from 1981. This is one that over on my Patreon, we watched this as a group watch along. I think it was last year or the year before. And my goodness, what a great sweaty fucking movie this is.
Yeah. It's like that whole, this is like the pre-Fatal Attraction, what do we call it, erotic thriller, but it's kind of jolly neo noir, whatever titles I would have put on it. I watched this on HBO as a way too young kid, and I was like, this makes me feel stuff, and I'm not ready for it. At 12, you're not ready for Body Heat, so but I'm ready for it at 53.
I would hope so. This one has a new interview with Lawrence Kasdan. We've got a new conversation between Littleton and film historian Bobby Osteen. Some archival programs with Kasdan, Littleton, William Hurt, Kathleen Turner, and Ted Danson, plus the cinematographer and the composer. There's also some deleted scenes and an essay by Megan Abbott. And not only am I just genuinely counting down the day for this, this is one of those titles that I would say, why does Criterion not release a new poster every month? Because this would look incredible on your wall.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, this is incredible cover art. I want it. Eddie, my goodness, Eddie.
It's that. I didn't realize we could go that far on the show.
We can go that far.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to our next one. I know a lot of people are upset with the art on this one. I'm not. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Is it Daniel Klaus doing the art on that?
It is not Daniel Klaus. It is Chris Ware, famous.
Chris Ware. They're very close. Yeah. I love this art. I don't know what people are thinking.
Well, and what's really cool, they shared a picture of the digipack, and when you take it and look at the spine, it's the interior of the house. So it's really smartly done. And when you look at it with that frame of mind, I actually really like the art on this.
This is like people getting mad about the paperback covers for Flowers in the Attic. They're like, what?
Yeah.
I don't get this window. Look through the window. The kids are in there and they're starving.
May 26th, we are getting a 4K Blu-ray and DVD release of the brand new movie from last year, Sentimental Value. This is, of course, the Stellan Skarsgård film that was directed by Joachim Trier. We got a new conversation between Trier and the filmmaker Mike Mills. We've got a new selected scene commentaries by Trier, the co-screenwriter Eskil Voigt, production designer, and the sound designer. New interviews with a bunch of the actors from the film, deleted scenes, plus an essay by Karl Ove Knausgaard. I loved this movie. I thought this was incredibly well made, and I hope people check it out. I assume this is not a movie that you ran out to see last year?
No, but this is something I will watch later. It's hard to convince. I got my wife to go see El Topo in the theater once, and she will not let me pick movies ever again. Because she was just like, what? This movie is so long. And I'm like, I was like crying the whole time. I'm like, it's so beautiful. And she's like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. So I don't get to pick movies that often.
It's a tough time when you're wanting to choose off the wall movies like that. I get it.
Yeah, I need to have that club that you have to see these movies.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yeah, which I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, man, that's so awesome.
May 26th, we're also getting a 4K and Blu-ray release of Lenny from 1974. This is a Bob Fosse film that, of course, starring Dustin Hoffman. This one has an audio commentary from 2015 with Nick Redman and Julie Kurgo that was on the Twilight Time release. Some archival interviews, an interview with the editor, Alan Haim. And then we've got an essay by Mark Harrison, a 1975 interview with Bob Fosse. Are you a Fosse fan?
I am. And I love that Fosse tried so many different things. It's not just all, his strengths of dance and stuff like that. And I'm really excited about this. As someone that is like a stand-up comedian geek and someone that studied the history of it, like this is a great movie. So I'm excited that this is in this. I always think like when it's in the Criterion Collection, it's like, I finally made it, Ma. You know what I mean? Like this is
right.
It legitimizes it.
Which is hilarious to say about a Fosse film because Fosse is obviously so very well represented already. But it's true, especially for a movie like this that people have enjoyed for a long time. All right. Next up.
Now we're talking.
When I saw that we were going to be talking about this for your week, I was like, okay, now there's some fodder for Sam.
Yeah.
Well, over on the Melusine website, it was Valentine's Day weekend, which means we did get 2 more announcements from Melusine for this month. And the first one is from Wild Eye, and it is of Driller, the adult parody of Michael Jackson's Thriller video.
Yeah.
And
it's everything you want it to be. I'm going to tell you this right now. It's awesome.
Explain it in as many criterion adjectives as you can.
Oh man, you already explained it. It is a tender examination of the brutal realities of lycanthropic violence and lycanthropic lust. Yeah, hopefully that's good.
Well stated. So this is coming out of 1984. It's an adult horror parody reaching for the stars with choreographed sound-alike dance numbers, funhouse mirror sex scenes, and impressive makeup effects. We've got a transfer from the original Betacam master tapes, interview with the producer, interview with the actress Esmeralda. We've got an 11 by
in it too. Yeah,
yeah, we got 11 by 17 poster of the original theatrical art in the release, plus the original sleeve, which has the original VHS art on the other side. This was something that I thought was absolutely crazy to see getting released.
Yeah,
but
I've had a bootleg of this for decades, and like the fact that I can buy a legit one and something that looks this beautiful is wild, right? And like that they put this much effort into this. Like, look at this cover art. Like, and you can tell they did the gloss, the satin gloss on the eyes. And, and like it's just so good. Like, oh, that's amazing.
I will say, friend of the show, Casey Scott, who was on just a few weeks ago, wanted to bring up a thing that I wanted to highlight here. This was not shot on video, so I'm very curious why it's a Betacam master and not the original negative, which means that negative is probably gone at this point.
I'm wondering too. It's probably not, but I know they did video assist. It might be like the video assist master. Do you know what I mean? That they had at the same time shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. This is a conversation you shouldn't have with your partner, but I was like trying to explain the porno chic and like how it was like accepted.
Right.
And she's like, why are you telling me about this? I'm like, it's really important to me. And this is me buttering up because once that, the religious movies that the Farrell brothers did come out, like it's on. Like that's like my dream. And I know it's coming because I have them. But the fact that this is coming out, this is awesome. It's a better release. You can't get Thriller. You can't get the Thriller VHS that came out in the 80s, but you can get Driller.
Which sucks because Thriller got a 4K restoration. It is available on iTunes in 4 freaking K, and it looks incredible.
Did you have Hills around you growing up, the department store?
I did not.
Oh, well, it's like Walmart or any store, but Hills is big in Pittsburgh. They literally had a Michael Jackson shop when you walked in, and they were just playing Thriller nonstop on a VCR. And then they had the different jackets that you could buy, the Beat It jacket, and then the weird off-brand reverse Beat It jacket that nobody bought. I
can't imagine working there and how much you would hate his music after like 2 days.
I worked in a Toys R Us for years as a janitor all through college, and they had the same tapes that played every day, and it was like this one tape is just Lion King songs, and when it would come on, I will cut the grass, I will paint the outside of the building, whatever we need. Like I can't listen to this anymore.
Yep. Well, we got one more adult title, and that is one that has been highly sought after for a while. Yeah, we've got Raw Talent, also from 1984. This is coming as part of the Quality X line, and here is the front and back of the slip. Raw Talent is a big one. This combines introspective drama, outrageous action set pieces, and avant-garde editing, including subliminal imagery to create a hardcore feature unlike anything else. We had a commentary with Joyce Snyder, moderated by Ashley West from the Rialto Report.
That's
audio interview with Jerry Butler on here. That was on the Rialto Report as well. Video interview with the producer, video interview with the director and cinematographer, Larry Ravine. And then we've got another 11 by 17 replica Japanese one-sheet poster for this, and a 36-page booklet with an essay by Stephen Morowitz and Dino Prospero. Hey, this is an incredible release.
This is crazy. Like, this is right at the end too. Of like, it's within a year or two, everything would be VHS. Nothing would get to be shot on film, and it's like the last gasp of real movies. Maybe there were a few on the way to the 90s, but wow. Now, I got to get another job once that. I'm sorry. I saw the Michael Jackson beaded glove. I know this is a non sequitur, but I'll tell it super quick. We were not rich growing up. We used to buy a lot of stuff from flea markets, and the flea market we would go to would sell like work gloves dipped in glitter as a Michael Jackson glove for really cheap. So my brother bought one, and the bullies in school told me, if your brother wears that to church tomorrow, we're gonna kick shit out of you. I begged him, like, please don't wear the Michael Jackson glove. We're going down for communion, and like the lights come down for communion. He reaches his hand up to get communion, and he has that fucking glove on. And the lights hit, and it was just all glitter coming off the glove. And I could just hear like Michael going "Tra-tra," or like one of his noises. I got annihilated. I got like beat up like something out of like Evil Speak. Do you know what I mean? Like I should have found Satan and killed these kids afterwards. It was horrible. Sorry.
I love that mass turned into a disco.
It totally. Well, this is the late 70s, early 80s in the Catholic Church. It's real close, you know.
That is hilarious.
But when they get, I know that Melusine, or however you say it, is going to get the Dark Brothers movies, and when this happens, I need to get like a third job. Like it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And or how do I justify like, you know, White Bun Busters is a cultural epoch. I need to have.
You got to start putting away all your visual vengeance money right now. That'll buy them all.
And I have to send a letter to them and be like, hey, maybe, you know, can we increase my place? I got to buy New Wave Hookers too. Come on.
All right, that is Melusine for the month. Next up, Kino Lorber putting out a 5-film collection of Angelique from 1964 to 68. This covers 5 of these French films, and it is something I've never seen. I've never seen any of these 5 films. Are you into this type of thing?
I am into it, but I've not seen these. And Kino is like, we're talking about labels no one talks about.
Yeah.
Kino is a great label, man. They have the 3 Diabolic movies that only came out in Italy. Like, it's not, do you know what I mean? And they have awesome sales. They ship stuff to you like in seconds. Like it comes in like 2 days.
That's
and
true.
Their customer service is great. But then they put out stuff. You're like, I can't believe. I mean, they put out a lot of Barbarian Brother movies, which I thank them for, and a lot of canon stuff. So like, and the fact that's what I love. Like they're like this is like their Criterion release, and then they'll also put out like a Last LaRue movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, or like just the weirdest stuff.
And also 18 other films in the same week on top of that. So, yeah.
They think that we're made of money, and somehow we are, and they get us every time.
Well, we don't have a release date yet, but I'm sure we'll hear one for this soon. Keep an eye on that. All 5 of these are getting brand new 4K restorations. Hey, the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards were this weekend. Please give it a watch if you missed it. Go check them out.
You're not hosting after this year, right? You're trying to pass off.
This was my last year, my 4th and final year.
Oh, man.
And I am very grateful and also very fortunate to have been able to do it, but also so glad I'm not having to do it again.
This is random. This is it right here.
I was going to make a joke and say, well, let's figure out if this one is a Giallo, but I mean,
yeah,
this
is the
like
meanest.
Essential.
This is the meanest Giallo, where it's just like, there's times in Giallo where you're like, are the filmmakers getting off on these murders? And this one, I definitely feel like they were. Like this is a movie like I try to explain to people, like, and they're like, what? Like, yeah, you know,
yeah,
I like these movies because I'm weird.
So May 12th, Celluloid Dreams. We finally got a release date for The Black Belly of the Tarantula. This is one that we've known has been coming for quite some time, but now we know all of the dirty secrets about the release. First off, it is a little expensive. It's $60 to buy from their site to get this whole release with all of the giant lobby cards, the booklet, the side-loading slipcase, and it's a big release because it is 3 different discs. So there will be a standard. It will be available everywhere, but it won't be as robust as this, of course. We had a commentary by the owner of Celluloid Dreams, Guido Henkel. We've got a new Italian trailer in 4K resolution, a new English trailer in 4K resolution. We've got a new English TV spot. We've got a 22-minute interview with Pablo Cavara's son. We've got a new interview with the soprano Ada Deli Orsero. That's not how you say that last word, probably. And I apologize for doing that in front of an Italian. We get a visual essay by Andy Marshall Roberts. We get a visual essay by friend of the show, Howard S. Berger. And then on top of that, we've got a new 80-page booklet with an essay by Jim Branscombe of Cinematic Void, essay by Justin Kurzweil, and a collection of then and now location photographs, plus a set of 16 of these giant photo bust things that they do. Kind of crazy. Any thoughts on Black Belly of the Tarantula that we did?
I mean, I was thinking I've bought this more than once, and because I love this movie. And then I saw the Grindhouse one that's just taken right from non-cleaned up and just taken right from a scan from. Yeah, and I was like, well, okay, like that's worth $60. So yeah, that's awesome. This is I have no words. This is how excited I am.
Well, and Celluloid Dreams, they've only put out, what are we at? I think this is their third release?
Yeah. Because
Third
they
or
did
fourth?
that other Edwidge Fenech movie that they did.
Yes.
That always
Yes,
thinks of
they did.
Martino and it's not.
Yes. That was
What
their
are those
first
strange
release.
drops of blood on Jennifer? That's the Italian title.
So they've only put out 3 or 4 titles, but all of them have been remarkably well done. Everything. Their second title was Hyena in the Safe. It was a Blu-ray.
Oh.
It looks great. Lots of good extras. Their first 4K looked incredible. This one, no doubt, will look absolutely stunning.
Case of the Bloody Iris. That's the American title.
That is the American title, yes. Just a remarkable amount of trust that I have in them so far after these first couple of releases. But this is one that I've wanted for a long time. This is one I've been waiting. And oh yeah, they also did Short Night of Glass Dolls. So this they have done 4 now with this one.
Those are all like really high quality genre. Like they're all like they're not made. Also, they're not made by like the Expected, Argento, Martino.
Right.
They're kind of outliers, but they're all great. So that's awesome.
Yeah, huge like entry in the last couple of years from them. So trust away. If you're into Black Belly the Tarantula, if you're into Giallo, this is the way to go for this title.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Umbrella.
I love you, Umbrella.
Umbrella on June 3rd is releasing a 4K and Blu-ray dual format release of BMX Bandits from 1983. They're also putting out Rad. We'll talk about Rad in just a minute.
I was going to say, like, this, it's Australian for Rad, mate.
Yeah, it's a very Australian movie. And obviously, it's directed by Brian Trenchard Smith, so we could all expect that. This has a 100-plus page book about with behind-the-scenes materials with it. We've got a script book. If you've ever wanted the script for BMX Bandits, you've got it. They've got the annotated shooting script as part of this. The original art rigid slipcase, custom illustration slipcase, BMX Bandit sticker sheet, 8 art cards, and that's all that you're getting in the collector's edition. If you want the standard, you've got a new interview with Brian Trenchard Smith, new interview with the DP, you've got a new interview with the actor Peter Brown, new interview with the producer, new interview with the sound engineer, no new interview with Nicole Kidman. I guess she's too busy with AMC.
That is the only thing missing on this. She's really great in this too. Like it's like I really like. Well, Brian Trenchard Smith makes the best stuff out of nothing, right?
Yeah,
this is such a great one. They should have him do the commentary on Rad, but unfortunately, Hal Needham's not alive anymore, so Hal Needham can't do BMX Bandits. They should do like a switch over of them talking about each other's movies.
I will say this looks like an absolutely great release. New location video, interview with Eric Munns on the bikes and stunts in BMX Bandits. So there's all kinds of shit here. I will say, Scott in the chat is saying, I wonder if VS will put this out too. Yeah. There is no confirmation. However, Justin LaLiberty, who is like one of the big OCN representatives in my Discord this week, did say if people are in the US, you might want to wait on a BMX Bandits release, which means either VS is likely putting it out or somebody else is putting out and he knows about it. So on that front, if you are holding off and you want something here, you might want to wait on that one.
Yeah, that's a really great. I even love that. I love when labels put so much attention to stuff that they even make the covers of the Blu-rays or the 4Ks themselves. It just has like spokes and stuff. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, look at the disc art is great. That's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, so that is BMX Bandits. They also announced the brand new movie from this year, Return to Silent Hill, which has no good reviews. Like, supposedly nobody has liked this movie. Check it out if you're into the Silent Hill thing, I guess, but my goodness, seems like everybody hated this. There are some featurettes and stuff that are coming on the disc. It's not huge, but there is one more release. We'll talk about in just a minute because I don't think it's the next one. Let me. Oh, it is the next one. Okay, so Rad 4K got announced coming from Umbrella as well. But if you're in the US, it has been geo-blocked so that you cannot even see the page for the announcement for Rad. You cannot purchase it here. You cannot even read the specs. I had to get this from another site that was listing everything about this. And everybody's coming out and saying Vinegar Syndrome is blocking it. Vinegar Syndrome is the ones to blame here. They are not. Vinegar Syndrome is not the rights holder for Rad, even though Vinegar Syndrome is releasing Rad again in a VSU later this year. The original rights holders for Rad told Umbrella that they could not sell it in the US. They are the ones controlling it. So you need to make sure that you're checking that out. It is not up to VS. It is up to the rights holder.
I will say I have a friend that owns a pretty well-known T-shirt company, and
Yes.
for years he had tried to get the rights to Red to make stuff, and he had put money back to pay for it when it happened because that's how bad he wanted it. He
Yep.
spent years writing to the rights owners. I think Vinegar Syndrome taught the rights owners that there is some value to this movie. Do you know what I mean? And now they know. I will say, in my hometown growing up, this movie was the hottest movie to get at any of the rentals. If you had Red, you didn't bring it back for a while, and other kids would call your house and be like, "Bring back Red," because I got to watch it.
Yep. Absolutely. And yeah, obviously with Rad, we all know that there's another VSU coming of Rad later this year. It will have the brand new dock. It will likely have all of the new extras that the Umbrella has. They'll probably do some new stuff. If you want it, you'll have lots of opportunities to get it. I promise.
Oh, it has a How Does This Get Made episode with it? Wow, that's awesome.
Yes, it does. And that is crazy. It also has a new commentary with Jorma from The Lonely Island and Jared Hess from Napoleon Dynamite, which
I mean,
is
100%
crazy.
you can see that where they watch this movie a lot. So that's awesome.
Especially the Lonely Island guys.
Well, what do you call it? What's the movie that they did with
Hot Rod?
Hot Rod. It's 100%. There's so much taken from Rad, so I love this.
Wave says, I feel like the company selling them are telling the rights holders to say they don't want it sold in other regions to get heat off of VS. It's a loophole to block sales. No, because third-party retailers are still going to carry Rad. You just got to give it time. If you want the Umbrella Rad in the US, the collector's edition probably will not be sold, but you'll be able to get it from Brother Belial, Diabolic, Orbit. All those places will be carrying it. Just wait and see. But yeah, Rad is coming on June 3rd as well. Lots of new extras, including the couple that we just mentioned. How Did This Get Made is on there. Interview with BMX legend Bob Morales. Interview with BMX writer and actor Rick Molterno. That Rad documentary that they made that just came out recently will be a part of this as well. Huge release, lots of extras, crazy stuff happening. That being said, one thing that is not great about Umbrella right now, the 4K release of Matador that they had announced last month has been removed from their site, and they are sending people emails to say that the release has been canceled because of a licensing issue, which is rough. I really want that release. Thankfully, Radiance is still putting it out, but yeah, that's a crazy turn of events for somebody to announce that and have to do all these cancellations and everything.
Do you remember, like, I think it was last year or the year before, Kino was putting out that huge Columbo box set, and they had to pull all the commentaries. Like, there's so much it was going to be on that, and I had it ordered, and I'm like, I had to cancel it.
Yeah, I really hope someday somebody can leak all of the stuff that they did.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice.
Internet Archive is your friend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a Hal Needham action figure as a kid. That's how into Hal Needham I was. They made the Hal Needham stuntman kit, and it was just like a Hal Needham figure that you could knock through a window. And I was obsessed with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so still big month from Umbrella. Check it out if you are into Umbrella and want to purchase them. Next up, coming this spring on Blu-ray over in the UK from Fabulous Films, is Citizen Smith, the complete series. This is a like Power to the People type of TV series that ran back from 77 to 80. Apologies. There's an extensive new restoration of the series, new audio commentaries on 5 of the episodes with Robert Lindsay, Tony Million, and Mike Grady and George Sweeney, hosted by Richard Lotto. 12 art cards are also as part of the release. I have never seen this series, but I do love me some old British TV. Are you into some of that?
Yeah, I would like a 4K Young Ones set to come out. That would be super nice. I do have a Are You Being Served box set. I think we can admit this. Yeah, I grew up with a good PBS station, so I'm a big Brit fan of stuff.
Same. That's Monty Python was my big eye opening on PBS on Saturdays.
I would try to talk like Monty Python as a kid. I wanted to be British so bad, and unfortunately, I grew up to be a Yinzer from Pittsburgh.
I practice silly walking a lot.
Oh, yes, it's worth it.
Speaking of the UK, on May 11th, we are getting a Blu-ray and DVD release of Danny Dyer in One Last Deal. This is a brand new movie, and it's coming out from Vertigo Releasing. I have never seen a Danny Dyer movie, and yet I've heard about 12 of them in the last few months somehow. Kind of crazy. Yeah, check it out.
Nice.
Next up is Scarlet from last year. This is an anime movie. This is coming out as a 4K steelbook in the US from Sony. I've heard that this is amazing. The art looks incredible. I've also heard that this is terrible from other people. So, has anybody in the chat seen this one? I would love to hear an actual consensus because I'm trying to broaden my horizons on the anime side. What about you? Are you into anime at all?
I'm into old stuff because I grew up on Star Blazers, Space Battleship Yamato, and Robotech, which I didn't realize as a kid how torn apart it was, but that was a big thing to us. It's amazing when you go to Walmart how many anime steelbooks there are now. It's a big part of Walmart, but I think there's that community of even younger people will buy physical media and buy stuff for anime, which is, hey, you know what? If that's what gets them into buying physical media, awesome.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of younger people getting into physical media for everything right now, which is exciting to see. It's a big resurgence happening.
That's awesome.
Next up, The Young Doctors. Probably not a film that younger generation is going to pick up on physical media, but on March 3rd, MGM is putting out The Young Doctors. This is from 1961 and stars Dick Clark in a 1960s role. Never seen this one. It says, after arriving to his new post in a hospital pathology department, Dr. David Coleman clashes with the department head, who views Coleman as competition, thinks the young doctor is too brash. The older doctor does not agree with Coleman's suggestion to test a pregnant mother for a blood disease. When the baby is born very sick and it becomes clear that Coleman was correct, Pearson must assess his place in the hospital. Ooh.
I loved melodrama, and this feels like it'll give it to me. I also want to see Ben Gazzara act against Dick Clark and just eat him up. Like that'll be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that is. This sounds like a lot of chewing of scenery.
Yeah, and I do love that.
One thing that I'm excited for is Blu-rays of Brit Noir coming from Kino Lorber here soon. So this is, we don't have a release date for it yet, but it should be in the next few months. We've got a Brit Noir collection, volume number 1. This has Cage of Gold from 1950, Edgar Wallace's The Ringer from 52, and The Frightened City from 61. One of these movies starring Sean Connery, all of these movies starring Herbert Lom.
Oh, some Lom. Hot Lom, man. I also Edgar Wallace, so you can say it's Jalo. And this one is close. Or is King Kong a Jalo because Edgar Wallace wrote it? The jury's out.
I don't know that the jury is out, but we'll hear arguments at least. Next up, we've got a standard 4K coming of Stardust from 2007. This is the exact same disc that was in the Steelbook, but glad that it's getting a standard. Here we go. If you're into it, you're into it. It's one of those movies. The fans are giant fans. The haters are most everyone.
Yeah. But you know what? I can see, I don't love it, but I can see people that do. And my wife loves this movie. So we'll probably buy this.
I think it'll be cheaper than the Steelbook, so that's nice. Another weird one, April 28th, Paramount is releasing a Blu-ray of Nashville from 1975. Now, what's interesting, this had a Criterion Blu-ray. This had a Paramount Blu-ray in the Paramount Presents line. That went out of print, and now we have this, a standard of it, which is fine. I'm glad that it's going to be in print, but it's from a 4K scan, and it's Altman's Nashville, and they're not releasing a 4K.
That's weird. I wonder if this is one of the ones that goes into like not just Barnes and Noble, but like Walmart level retail. Do you know what I mean? Where people hear about Nashville. I don't know, but I don't know who would buy it other than me. This feels like.
The big thing is that it was out of print, so now people can buy it at all. But it's a 4K scan. If you wanted more people to buy it, put it on a 4K disc.
And the special features are pretty. I get that it's it's not a special edition, but they're pretty bare bones.
Yeah.
Like expected stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious about this one. So, next up, we have talked about this one previously, but on April 21st, you are able to pick up a 4K Steelbook, a standard Blu-ray, or a DVD of 28 Years Later. The Bone Temple came out earlier this year. No standard 4K on this one, just a standard Blu-ray and DVD. If you want the 4K, you got to get the Steelbook. Are you into the 28 Days / Years Later franchise?
I've never seen one, believe it or not. I'm from Pittsburgh, so zombies don't run. That's how, that's where the zombie part of the world.
Understandable.
But I've heard really great things about this movie and the last one. It's funny that for years there were no sequels to these movies, and suddenly like the whole universe is expanding quick,
Well, I mean, they did at first supposedly greenlight a trilogy, and now I guess the third one is in question because this one did not do very well.
Really?
even though it's gotten great reviews. So I'm still not entirely sure how this one didn't.
I've seen
just
people
do it.
raving about it. Do
Yeah.
you like these movies?
I have not seen this new one yet, but I did like 28 Years Later that came out last year. I liked it a lot. In fact, there are some running zombies, but the story is much deeper than that. Much deeper
Yeah.
than that. Next up, Leaving Las Vegas, getting a 4K and Blu-ray release in the UK from Studio Canal on May 18th. This got a brand new 4K restoration, and this thing, they went into some detail for us. So we've got a new digitally restored 4K version of the film from the Super 16 original negative and the 35 millimeter dupe section for the opticals, the titles, and the subtitles. Those were all scanned in and restored over by Duplatech and by Silver Salt Restoration in the UK. The final color and restoration was completed at Duplatech under the supervision of their colorist. And then the final color grade was approved by Mike Figgis himself, which all very good news. To get all of that detail, please, studios, always tell us that much. We want to know everything, please. We've got a new commentary with Mike Figgis on here, new Zoom call with Mike Figgis, Elizabeth Shue, and Nicolas Cage.
That's amazing. I love that.
How did we get Cage to talk about leaving Las Vegas in 2026? That's amazing. We got a new documentary by Mike Figgis that's not completed yet, but he's working on it right now. Will be on the disc. Brand new restoration trailer, plus a 20-page booklet, Leaving Las Vegas. How do you feel about it?
Love it. And it's great that we can, God, have a copy of it like this. And I really appreciate what you said about them putting this detail. As somebody that works as a copywriter, creative director for their real job, it's like it doesn't cost anything extra to write a little bit more about your movie. And if you sell even 75 more copies based on that, it's just profit. Like, tell us what's in it. We want to know that stuff.
I mean, I got to be honest, even if you sell 4 more or no more, just the fact that you're building trust with it is such a big part of it.
It makes me see that you care about the movies that you're putting out. And I know it's commerce, but that you also care. The Zoom call thing is amazing. I want more Zoom calls in movies, especially with Cage. I want like a whole Cage set of him Zoom calling the directors that did his movies.
And yes, Eddie, Cage did win the Best Acting Oscar for this one, which it's a remarkable performance. Who was it? Stefano in the chat said one of the great performances of an alcoholic on film, up there with like Barfly and maybe a couple others. Absolutely, this is by far one of the best.
Yeah,
and more Elizabeth Shue on 4K, always a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, so that is Studio Canal's Leaving Las Vegas. Next, also from Studio Canal, as part of their Cult Classics line, The Man Who Haunted Himself from 1970, getting a 4K and Blu-ray release. This one is a Harold Pelham, a partner at a large electronics firm, finds himself in bewildering circumstances after recovering from a near-fatal car accident. Why do friends and colleagues repeatedly cite him in places he has never been? Does Pelham really have a doppelganger, or is he losing his mind? I've never seen this Roger Moore movie.
Sold. I love Roger Moore non-Bond movies.
Same.
Yep. He's not in that. Because he was so busy doing the Bond movies. But I'm excited about this. I love the cover. I love the font.
Yeah. Looks pretty good. Next, another fun upgrade for people that have been dying to see this for quite some time. We've got Over the Garden Wall, the complete series from 2014, getting a Blu-ray release in the States on April 7th, coming from Warner Brothers. This does have a handful of bonus features. We got Behind Over the Green Wall, the original pilot, alternate title cards, deleted animatics, all that stuff. But this was available overseas, and if you wanted to, you probably could have picked that up on region-free Blu-ray. That being said, just this coming out here, it will sell like gangbusters. This is a lot of people's favorite show of all time. And I've been dying to see it. And now that we'll be in HD, what better time?
Yeah. Awesome.
Fat Man says, I feel like most Bond actors are better than in their Bond movies. This is not to talk down any of the Bond movies. I think overall, that's probably not even that hot of a take.
Mm-mm. George Lazenby? That we're getting into
Connery
here?
Works. Pierce Brosnan definitely works.
Pierce Brosnan definitely works. It's funny. I didn't like Brosnan or Timothy Dalton as Bond when the movies were coming out, and I reevaluated them a couple of years ago, and I was like, wow, these are really, really good. Like way better than I thought they would be.
Interesting. I will happily admit I've not seen most of the Bond movies because they just don't excite me at all. Like nothing about them are super.
Well, I grew up there. Stuff that my dad watched, and they're very dad movies. So he would always say, "Come here, watch this movie with me." So I have like very fond memories of watching Goldfinger with him, and
Yeah.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service. It was his favorite. So yeah.
And now that we've said the Bond thing, I got to wonder, does everybody else in the chat, how do you feel about Daniel Craig for that? Because obviously he's done some great roles outside of Bond, but he's really sort of Bond in most people's mind
He
right
makes
now.
another Knives Out movie. He'll be Benoit Blanc to everybody. That's like 3.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Meet the Fockers is coming on 4K from Universal on April 14th. We've got no new extras on this, but it will have a Dolby Vision color pass if that's what you really want.
Man, I used to work with the actress on the far left. I can't remember her name. I just got brain dead for a second. Blythe Danner. She used to do the voiceovers for one of my clients, and she's in this. So she would always ask me if I had seen it whenever we would do voiceover. She's like, and she's from upstate New York, but for some reason she had like a British accent. I don't know why. Maybe it's her daughter's married to Chris Martin, or was married to Chris Martin, and she would just be like, "Samuel, have you seen Meet the Fockers yet?" Like, no,
Wow,
I haven't.
Yeah. This not a good movie.
No. I have it on the shelf. Yeah,
I am shocked this is getting a 4K. Like the first one, I get because it's iconic comedy. Even that one I didn't love, but this one,
right? They got the 3.
Yeah.
It feels, I don't know. It's rough.
Let's talk about Marlon Brando and Michael Winner's The Nightcomers. This is coming on 4K on April 27th from Studio Canal over in the UK. This is a pretty solid looking release. This is, I believe, set up as a prequel to The Innocents, if I remember right.
Yeah. I love Michael Winner because, he made The Sentinel, and Death Wish, and Death Wish 2. So, more power to him. But also, for the last, at one point, he was going to eat steak tartare for the rest of his life. And after a week, he went to the hospital and almost died. People thought he was poisoned.
He would have been eating it for the rest of his life. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He did it. This cover is beautiful, though. Look how great this is.
Yeah, I do like this poster. This is great.
Yeah.
Terry says this is The Nightcomers is the best porn title never to be used in a porn movie. Well, there's still time, Terry.
Yeah.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
The Nightcomers meet the Nightcrawler. We could bring all the movies together.
I don't know that I want to see that.
Yeah.
Next up, if you're hankering for low-budget 90s cheese, March 17th, Lionsgate Limited putting out a 4K steelbook of Leprechaun from 92. This is coming as a Lionsgate Limited website exclusive. No 4K has been announced anywhere else, so who knows if you'll be able to get it from anyone else. The brand new extras on here. We've got Leprechaun lore, Genesis of a cult classic, designing mischief and mayhem, special effects makeup, Leprechaun first day on set behind the scenes footage, Vidmark Entertainment VHS promo screener, and it's Leprechaun. How do you feel about Leprechaun?
You know what? They went to space too, so I love Leprechaun. I just always think of the Wayne's World joke where he's like, "I'm the Leprechaun," and that's what I know of Leprechaun. But I love these movies. So
they are fun. I am curious to see if they are even considering putting out the entire series on 4K, because the reality is, if this does not do well, they will not release any of them other ones on 4K. But then people are going to be upset if this does very well and they release a whole set on 4K. People are like, "Why did you sell just the first one?"
Is this come out on St. Patrick's Day too? Is that
it is? Yes, March 17th.
Yep, timed release. I love it. It's weird though because like when I first heard buying 4Ks, I was like, I'm only going to buy 4Ks of movies that like have some technical merit or like I love or that I love. Like so, like Blood and Black Lace makes sense, and like Suspiria and like these movies that like have such a look. I don't think of Leprechaun as having like an advanced look or anything, but it's like I think it's just like, well, this format exists, so we must put it out on it. No insult to this because I'm going to probably buy this, but I'm as guilty as anybody.
My buddy and magazine editor, Mr. Stan Geezy, is letting everybody know he was on the set of Leprechaun.
Oh my gosh.
How do you feel about the art on this one? Obviously, it's a movie that you enjoy. How do you feel about this steelbook cover?
It looks like a Fright Rags t-shirt, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And then there's the slip cover, which a lot of people did not notice at first, is the face of the Leprechaun.
Is it a particular cover or just a straight up?
It is the slip cover that's going over the top of it. And when you zoom out, you can see it a little bit better, the smile face and the two eyes. But yes, that is going over the steelbook that we see on the right.
Huh. It's nice. I have all the Leprechaun movies several times. So
Don't we all?
yeah.
On that same day, they are releasing The Substitute on 4K as part of their Vestron video collection. This is also a Lionsgate Limited website exclusive.
Wow.
Now, this is important because it's the very first Vestron 4K title. So if you are into that, you can check it out. The Lionsgate Limited extras that they have on this, which are not available elsewhere, are Power Achieved is Power Perceived. The director is talking about The Substitute. We've got color grade is in session, bullet points, storyboards to film exploration, and a theatrical trailer. I love that this film is getting a storyboards to film exploration featurette, and the storyboard artist that did this commented on my post and said, "Oh, I didn't know they had that because I have the original storyboards in my dresser still."
Wow. I love
Amazing. Have you seen The Substitute?
Oh, I've seen all the Substitute movies, of course. I grew up in the VHS era. This is also a dad movie. This is a movie that a dad would put
This is
on.
a very dad movie.
Yeah, this is a TBS Sunday afternoon rainy dad movie, and I love it for that. Yeah, I have a Behringer thing. I love Behringer. Yeah, this is and just seeing the Vestron logo, I'm like, I don't know if I want that. And I saw the Vestron logo, and it just activated something in my brain. I'm like, you're gonna buy this.
And it's 4K, and the Vestron logo is gold.
I know, right? Vestron wasn't even any K back when I was.
Not at all.
Okay.
He was fighting for maybe half a K.
Yeah. Wow.
Behringer's best film, or is there another one?
He's in a lot of good ones, but I think this is his best starring role. I like Behringer though. He's good. He's got like a certain quality to him. He's got it, whatever it is.
Fat Man says they're up to what, 11 sniper movies now?
That's a Walmart box set movie where you just like all the snipers, and then of course they won't have like Sniper 5, and you're like, now I got to buy like a European one on eBay. I've been in this world. That's the bad FOMO, right? Where you're like, I don't even need this, but I feel like I have to own every Children of the Corn movie.
That's a rough franchise to do that for.
A horrible franchise, yeah.
On that same day, they are releasing Leprechaun on VHS. So if you're really after it, you can buy a brand new VHS of Leprechaun as well.
Yeah, this is the cover that I think maybe the other one should have got. This is a nice cover.
I would agree there. I think this is a better cover. All right, we got a load of announcements from Cult Epics to talk about this month. They are celebrating, and this is crazy to say, Cult Epics celebrating their 35th anniversary in 2026. And they revealed a bunch of stuff coming up. So in February, we already know these first couple. The Girl Who Left Her Time. This is a 4K release of the Nobuhiko Obayashi film. We've got in March The Key, the Tinto Brass film, coming to 4K. April, 4K of Girls, the Just Jakin film. In late 2026, we get a 4K coming of Criminal by Umberto Lenzi. We've also got a 4K coming of P.O. Box Tinto Brass. And then also a box set of the Ornella Muti collection. This is going to have The Most Beautiful Wife, Summer Affair, and First Love, and Nest of Vipers. Very excited on the Muti releases. I
sent this to like 10 people when when you put it out. I'm like, do you see this? And it's just amazing. I love Criminal being in this is amazing, but like P.O. Box Tinto Brass was like, I can't think of something that I want more right now. So this is wonderful.
It's a big deal, and I'm glad that they're doing it. I'm glad that people are going to have a chance to see it. I'm glad that it's going to get a good restoration. It's all pretty exciting. Let's talk about their Blu-ray releases now, too. So in May, we've got VD by Wim Verstappen. In June, Don't Play with Fire, also known as Dangerous Encounters of the First Kind. That's a Choi Hark film. And they've already confirmed not only is it getting the original cut and the US cut, there's also a third version that's going to be on the disc, all of them with English subtitles. Hell of a great sounding release. I know this is one that people have wanted for quite some time. They're also in theaters putting out the Roz Williams documentary that the Christian Death reunion that Nico B has been working on for quite some time. Now, I kind of glossed over VD. Have you heard of or seen what VD is?
No, I have not.
So this movie is wild. From Letterboxd, Cornelis Van Doorn is the CEO of VD, a meat factory, as well as developer of contraceptives. Cornelis is the patriarch of the Van Doorn family, a decadent bunch of loose morals who only lust for money and power. When the man is thinking about retiring, he has to find the right heir to take over the family business. And I will say, if you've never seen VD, it is a shocking film. and very, very sort of excited to see how people respond to that movie.
Oh.
It is a wild one for Cult Epics to put out. Their catalog is stupendous. I am so stoked that they put out what they've done.
They put out. I buy so much stuff from them, and like it's just amazing. I love that this stuff is out and in this level of quality, and that people can find it.
Yep. Wave is wanting to point out that, yes, they are using Fidelity and Motion to encode most of their 4Ks, I believe. They also have LSP median listed as an encoder as well. But yes, Eddie, VD is a disease, a very specific venereal disease. Brian is saying Dangerous Encounters is going to blow people away, and I cannot wait to put it in my player. It is going to be a great release. All right, next up. Couple semi-weird low-budget titles. Cineverse on March 10th putting out Cottonmouth from 2024 starring Ron Perlman and S.I. Morales. But Ron Perlman in this weird-looking Oklahoma Western.
Love it. He did a voiceover for a spot I did, and he's one of the few people I've ever worked with that did it, a 60-second spot, one take. And he's like,
nice.
He's like, you want anything else? I'm like, no, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Amazing. Like I knew he was reading it, so I kind of wrote it in his voice, but it just what an experience.
Very nice. Next, Urchin from last year is getting a Blu-ray release from 1-2 Special on February 24th, which that is next Tuesday. Urchin is the directorial debut of Harris Dickinson, who is a really great, talented director. I enjoyed this movie primarily for the craft. The movie itself, not my bag, but I think it's a very important story that I think people that are empathetic or sympathetic to the mind of an addict, you should probably watch this movie. It's a tough one, but a good one. Next up, over in Australia, Via Vision putting out 1408 on 4K. This is essentially the exact same thing as the 4K Steelbook that just came out in the US, but you can get it with the original art instead of the Steelbook art, and you can get this in Australia rather than from Amazon exclusive here in the US. You a 1408 person?
Yeah, what's funny, we just were in Chicago for a weekend, and the bellhop was telling us, why would you tell us this, that our hotel was haunted? And we were staying in room 1408, which I found incredibly hilarious. So
very nice.
No haunting. But yeah, this is a good little Stephen King movie.
Yeah, it's decent. And it's got the theatrical version, which was hard to find for quite some time. So that's always a plus. On that same day, April 29th, they're putting out a Cabin Fever collection. This is a mix of 4K and Blu-ray. The first film is going to be on 4K. That is Cabin Fever from 2002. We've got Cabin Fever from 2002 on Blu-ray, Cabin Fever 2 Spring Fever on Blu-ray from 2009, and then Cabin Fever from 2016. Now, you'll notice we are missing Cabin Fever. I think it's Patient Zero from 2012 or 13, whatever it was. For some reason, that movie has been missing. First of all, never had a U.S. Blu-ray, and it's been missing from a couple others. It's got to be a rights thing.
That's what I was thinking. It's like the Phantasm 2 rights thing.
Yeah.
But that's not streaming. Yeah. Do you get upset when they mix formats on the set? Not upset me, but kind of let down maybe.
For this series, I would say no, because the other ones, I don't even think they were shot in 4K. I think the other ones were shot in 2K or less, so it's not a big deal. It's probably the best they're all going to look without an upscale. And then at that point, I don't want to be overcharged for something that's just an upscale.
Yeah.
So I don't think so. That being said, I completely understand for weird OCD purposes, for some people that would be upset.
Yeah. I'm coming out and saying that would probably be me.
Understandable.
Yeah.
When I market my first mixed media release, I will not contact you.
No, I'm fine with it. I like sometimes put a DVD and a cassette in there, and I'll be set. I was in black metal bands like for most of my music career of like that we only put stuff out on cassette because we're like, hey, fuck you. And this is like in 2010 or 2016, 2018, and I'm like, no one should get to listen to this.
I'm gonna release something on CED at some point. I hope.
Oh, awesome.
I probably can't, but I will try. Hey, this is something that I know is probably at least semi up Sam's alley. March 1st, there's a Blu-ray release coming, short film collection from Bizarre Theater. This is a collection of graphic experimental horror fetish shorts. We've got Hardcore, Fluid Fields, Piggy Palace, Suck My Blood, and Nurse, The Exploration of Sin, and coming soon, a look at Volume 2. It has a little over 2 hours worth of shorts, and this is a handful of films that, if you're into it, you got to be over 18 to purchase, but check it out if that's your bag.
This feels like a guinea pig kind of set.
In a sense, yeah. I think one of the directors on this one is Sam Hell, so if you're into the Sam Hell stuff, you might be into this. Kind of a shameless, pardon the pun there, plug. My podcast network is expanding to include the Shameless Picture Show. Michael was on the show 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. Check it out. His show is amazing, and I'm honored to have him be on the network. He is great at what he does, and you should never be ashamed to have not seen a film. That is a big thing.
Love that.
Imprint on May 27th, putting out TV Movie of the Week, collection number 5. I love that they keep doing these. We've got Madame Sin from 1972, Killdozer and the UFO incident. Madame Sin is a big deal because it's the first time on Blu-ray anywhere in the world. Have you seen all of these?
I have seen all of them. I love Madame Sin. A kind of Euro spy TV movie with Betty Davis in it. It's really wonderful. I love that more TV movies are coming out on better quality formats because there's so many of these movies that have been lost to people, and especially there's not a lot of difference between exploitation and TV movies outside of violence level. They're the same budgets, a lot of the same people working on them. There's some Killdozer is awesome. I know that Kino put it up, but everything on here, like more of this stuff, please. And I love the cover feels very TV Guide. I love that.
It really does, and I love that so much. Yeah, UFO incident. How do you feel about that one?
I like it. I was very afraid of UFOs in the 70s, so probably didn't watch it as a kid. I was convinced I'd be abducted at some point. Like Killdozer, though, is like top of the. Whenever you start telling people about TV movies to watch, Killdozers.
I've had multiple people messaging me since I just said that out loud about the Cabin Fever Patient Zero release. That did get a U.S. Blu-ray, and it's available for like $12, so go check it out. It is something that I think I blocked from my mind because it doesn't appeal to me in any way. I got to be honest. Yeah. Let's go to our next one.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey, I've heard of this company.
Yeah.
I guess more shameless self-promotion. The big thing here, we were on the Pure Cinema podcast this week, which was a big deal for me. I'm so glad that a lot of people have heard it. We've gotten a bunch of emails in response to this, people excited about the venture. So anybody that's given me a chance, including yourself, I just want to say thank you again, Sam, for having me on your show to talk.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome. Like I was honored myself. Like that was one of my favorite episodes so far.
That means the world, and I don't know how that could be true. Let's talk about May 19th getting a 4K release from Sony of The Walk from 2015. Did you ever see this one?
I didn't, but it's funny how this like skyscraper climbing and stuff is like back in because the Netflix special was on. So I wonder if that has anything to do with this.
Well, and last year we finally got Blu-ray of the documentary that inspired this. The I don't even remember what it's called now.
It's a really beautiful cover, though. Like I love
it. Is yeah.
Perfect.
Let's see. Wave wants me to talk about Antenna a little bit. Well, you know what? I never plug myself, so maybe I should do it in just a minute. One big thing for Wave, I don't know how much you know about it, so I'll just say Antenna is my new full-scale distribution company. We're doing films theatrically on VOD, streaming, and on physical media coming later this year. But the big thing is we've had a huge week. First off, saw my first poster with the Antenna logo on it for the first time. Almost wept. It was a big deal. Kind of crazy. Let's see. The other thing, we found out that as far as brand new theatrical releases, starting in April, we are booked for the next 15 months already. And we just launched last month, which is crazy. So I don't, this is a weird life to live. But yeah, check out antennareleasing.com. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. We've only announced one title, and it's kind of weird timing. We have 2 titles premiering at festivals in April, and so we can't announce those 2 until the festivals have announced it. But they're both really great films, and I can't wait for people to see them because they're incredible. So just a little bit longer, I promise.
Oh, man.
So yeah, check out The Walk on 4K. No new extras on this one, but I know a lot of people are going to be upset because it's not in 3D. because this is probably the best 3D disc maybe of all time.
Wow, that's awesome. Every time I see Wave comment, I wonder, is this WAVE Productions, the shot on video?
The owner, yeah.
Your own Grindhouse movie or gore movie? I know it's not, but if you are, God bless you.
How do you feel about Brian using as Bride of Reanimator, sir?
I love it. I know it's not as good as Reanimator, but I'm very excited about this. Can Faust be next? That's what I ask. I can only dream.
That or Necronomicon or
yeah.
about 6 of the other using the titles that have been locked away.
Yeah. I have a very bad like DVD beat up one of Faust and this. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah. So June 11th, Ignite is releasing a crazy slate of Bride of Reanimator options for you to pick up. They've got the Ultimate Limited Edition box set, which includes a finger creature collectible, which doubles as a desktop phone holder, a 3-disc 4K and Blu-ray set, newly produced bonus features, including a 60-minute documentary, legacy bonus features, a hardcover book with new interviews and an introduction by Yuzna, 5 collector's art cards, and a rigid box with J-card packaging, $130. Deluxe edition box set, which gets you all of the.
I got my credit card out as you were talking. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you by all means, if you're buying, get it out now.
Yeah.
For $80, the deluxe edition box set gets you the discs from above, the collector's art cards, and the rigid box set thing. And then if you just want the 4K standard edition, which comes in a slipcover, $50 for just the discs, and then the Blu-ray standard is $40. How do you feel about that price?
It's very high, I will say. But if you love this movie, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love that toys come with it. I think more movies should come with toys. That's our Bill and I's greatest thing we did for Visual Vengeance is during Despiser. We said, because there's the scene where there's a little troll doll that comes to life.
Yeah.
And we said, oh, if you order this from Diabolic DVD, you get a troll doll for free. And of course, as soon as we said it in the commentary, he's like, why did you guys say that? And I'm like, I just thought it was funny. And he's like, now I got to make one. So that it does. If you got the troll doll, that's why. I had to cost it out and do all the production, help him find the production stuff on it. But yeah, there's a set of the Red Queen kills 7 times, that double set that came out years ago, and it came with an action figure of the Red Queen. I saw it one time in a used store, and I wanted it so bad. And this is back when I was like just getting started in advertising. I had no money, and it was like $50. I'm like, certainly that's too much. I kick myself every day. Like I wake up in the morning and say, I wish I had that Red Queen doll.
That thing would be worth so much money in 2025, I bet.
Oh my God, yeah. And it's like you'll never see one just sitting in a used store now.
Right. So yeah, I've had people ask, do we feel like this is worth the $80 for the deluxe edition? To be quite frank, I have no clue why this is priced at $80. To me, this should have been a $60 deluxe edition at most. And even that feels high. $50 seems about right. $40 for a standard 4K, $30 for the Blu-ray. Yeah. Call it a day. It's Bride of Reanimator. This has been released many, many times over. I understand the restoration was probably expensive. You're going to sell thousands of these. You're going to make up your money.
It just feels like, I think like Vinegar Syndrome and Severance pricing is good. Like just follow that model. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be, I don't know. Once you like break that triple digit figure and you only have one movie, that's kind of weird, right?
Well, yes, and especially when the only thing you're really getting for that extra $50 is this hand phone holder, which okay. Like the trinkets are fun, but $50 for a little, I don't know.
If a Howard Vernon doll came with the Jess Franco movie and it was $150, I would 100% buy it. Or you know what I mean? Like, I'm not lying to you. I would 100% buy it.
Yep. And yes, Wave is correct. They did drop the price of Reanimator to $50 as soon as Second Sight announced theirs. And I wouldn't be surprised if Second Sight announced Bride at some point too.
Yeah. It's a nice looking set though.
Yeah, it looks, I'm sure the picture quality is going to be stupendous.
Mm-hmm.
And Eddie, not everything is $80 these days. In fact, I'll prove that to you later this year, I promise. All right, going on to our next one. Rider on the Rain from 1976 is getting a 4K release from Kino on May 12th. This is a Bronson film with got a commentary with Howard S. Berger, Steve Mitchell, and Nathaniel Thompson, and a new audio commentary by Alexander Heller Nicholas and Josh Nelson. Any thoughts on Rider on the Rain or Bronson from you?
Bronson is one of my heroes. He's from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. His father's a coal miner. He grew up in the coal mines. And like, there's a restaurant that I go to here that has a Bronson table, and I've kicked people out and said, "Sorry, can I sit at that table? It's a Charles Bronson table." I love this movie, and I'm excited. Kino's put out so much good Bronson stuff, so this is really exciting, especially to get the non-Death Wish ones and some of the older ones. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, I have never seen this one. I'm curious about this.
I like the other thing that I really respect about Bronson is he didn't really become. He was a huge star all over the world, but mostly because he made movies all over the world. He didn't become a mainstream star until the mid '70s, like in his late '40s, early '50s. And then the last couple of years of his life, he'd make one movie a year, and he just really wanted to spend time with his wife and not be in Hollywood. And I 100% respect that. Like, I love that he kind of did his own thing and beat the system a bit.
Yeah. All right. Next up. Greenland 2 Migration. This is coming on 4K Blu-ray and DVD on March 31st. We've got Dolby Atmos sound. I know that's one big thing for fans of this movie that they really wanted. We've got a handful of short featurettes that are coming on the disc. Check it out at the end of March if you are into it. Oh, gosh. May 19th, we're getting a 4K from Sony of Woody Allen in The Front from 1976. Any Woody Allen isms that you'd like to hold up high?
Are you trying to get me canceled?
All I will say in response is prosecute who's in the files, please.
Yeah, exactly. I like Sleeper a lot. That's about as far as I go with Woody Allen.
Let's just carry on to the next one.
Yeah.
So coming soon over in the UK, we got a 4K steelbook and a standard of the Doctor Who the movie from 1996. I'm not a Doctor Who person, and this has already been pulled from the Amazon UK side, but they've got the uncensored UK version on this, the USA broadcast version, handful of other extras on here. I know this is something that some people have wanted looked up. The hard part, supposedly, the special effect, like the visual effects in this, are pretty rough. Mm-hmm. You know that they did not go in and do a full brand new like pass on the visual effects, and it was probably just upscaled on those.
Yeah. This is a really nice cover, though. I like the cover.
It is. Yeah, the steelbook is nice.
Yeah. I don't know much. I also know people that are Doctor Who completists that will 100% buy this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
many people will.
Yeah.
All right, going to our next one. We're almost done with announcements for the week, but first we got to talk about a big one. 1999's Fight Club coming to 4K steelbook from Fox 20th Century, aka Disney, on May 12th of 2026. Finally, we've got legacy extras on here: commentary by Fincher, Pitt Norton, and Helena Bonham Carter. Writers commentary by Polinick and Jim Oles. Technical commentary as well. Wow. So yes, that is 4 different commentaries coming on this one. The Blu-ray disc will have all of the same commentaries as the previous release. It will have the original 5.1. We will not have like a brand new Atmos pass or anything like that. But I will say, as somebody that does not love steelbooks, and earlier I showed you a movie that had a really awful steelbook with Nightcrawler. This is probably the best thing they could have done for the steelbook to make it something so iconic. And this is great. Any thoughts on Fight Club?
I'm excited to see this release. This is really nice. I like this artwork. I think if you're a fan of the movie, you're going to love it, but it's also on brand too. It's nice. I love the 4 commentary tracks too. This is something that's going to sell really big.
Yes. And again, not one to try to FOMO, but if Fight Club is one of your favorite movies, this is going to sell like frickin' gangbusters. And so if you want it, I would say probably don't wait too long on this movie. I feel like with the way that Disney stuff has happened over the last 7 months, this is going to sell very quickly. Kubrick, that is correct. And yes, so many incels do misunderstand this movie. And hopefully a modern take on it will turn them around, even though we all know it will not. Next up, April 28th, Shudder is releasing The Creep Tape Season 2. This is the Mark Duplass and Patrick Bryce created series. David Dismalchian is in the second season. Very curious to see the show. I've not seen any of the show yet. I did love the films. I really want to know if they kept up the quality because, man, those first two movies are great.
Yeah. I have Shudder and I keep it for Joe Bob, I think, as a lot of us do. And so, like, I should check this out. This looks interesting. I really love the look of this character.
Yeah, the mask they use for this is pretty incredible. Next up, another classic. April 28th, we're getting a 4K of Moneyball from 2011. This will not have HDR, which on this movie is kind of odd. I feel like this one is kind of screaming for HDR, but it will only have SDR. It will have all of the extras that were on the previous release. Are you a Moneyball fan?
I have never seen it, but I know a lot of baseball fans really like it and talk it up. So, yeah.
It is a great movie, and if you're not into baseball, it's still pretty decent because it's a lot about the business side. But check it out if you've never seen it. Oh, God. Okay, so I've defended VCI for their choices for classic Mexican cinema that they've put out before, but I got to lay into them a little bit on this one. So May 12th, they're releasing not a trilogy. They're releasing a trio of classic Mexican films. The first one, 1952. You look on the cover here, it says Triago Me 45. The film is actually Trago Me 45, Traigo, and they cannot spell it correctly. This is supposed to be pretty great. It's got some really great reviews over on Letterboxd. Check it out. This is a May 12th Blu-ray release. On that same day, they are also releasing El Niño y la Niebla. This is from 1953. And same thing, some really great reviews over on Letterboxd for this. Check it out if you're into that one. Another 4K restoration coming on this one. And then finally, the third one, El Capitan de Rurales from 1951 is their third release. Another 4K restoration on this. I will probably pick up all three of these. I love what they've done for most of their Mexican releases. These are not getting any attention from anyone else. So I will speak with my wallet. And right now, I think one or maybe all three of these are less than $15 on Amazon.
I'm gonna order these tonight. They put out Even the Wind is Afraid, which is one of my favorite Mexican horror movies, and they've really put out an eclectic catalog of these. And I wish more Mexican cinema was out and available in this country. So the fact that these are coming out, I feel like you said, I have to support these.
Yeah, and if you can get all three for less than $45 on pre-order, that's for me, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Next up, we got some Universal classics coming. These are all coming on March 31st on Blu-ray. We've got Gambling Ship from 1933 with Cary Grant, Give Me a Sailor from 1938 with Bob Hope and Martha Raye, Variety Girl from 1947 with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. We've got This Is the Night from 1932 with Thelma Todd, Lily DeMita, and Cary Grant. And finally, the one that I think a lot of people are going to be excited about, The Big Broadcast of 1938 with Bob Hope, W.C. Fields playing multiple characters, Dorothy Lamour, and Martha Raye. Any of these that you're super into?
The Big Broadcast, definitely. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's a big one. People have been asking about that title for quite some time. Glad that we're able to finally get an HD release of that one. And that is it. That's our last announcement of the week. Just a reminder of what's coming out next week. We've got some new Arrows. We've got Westworld on 4K. We've got this gorgeous Excalibur 4K coming out next week. Network 4K from Criterion. The Man Who Wasn't There 4K from Criterion as well. All of the VS stuff is shipping, so everybody should be getting those in the next couple of weeks. We've got the Japanese Godfather trilogy from Radiance, Prison on Fire 1 and 2 4K from Shout, some Warner Archive. We've got Tarzan and His Mate, Stranger on the Third Floor, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time 4K. We just talked about that, Cult Epics. The Eurocrypt of Christopher Lee Volume 3 will be shipping widely from Severin. Mogambo from Warner Archive. I know that's one that people are excited about. Debs from Sony. We've got the Lupi de Loop from Warner Archive. We got Iphigenia from Radiance. Looking Italian getting its wide release next week.
Yeah.
And now
one too, which is awesome. I'm excited about that.
One that I've been excited because of your history of stand-up. Richard Pryor, Here and Now on 4K. How do you feel the fact that we're getting some stand-up specials on 4K?
I watched those on HBO so much as a kid. I was like obsessed with them. So the fact that I can own those and have those on my shelf makes me excited.
Yeah. Tag, the assassination game coming from Synapse. We've got Duel to the Death. What's that?
Nick Castle directed, I believe.
Yeah, Nick Castle. I've been dying to see that one since I first heard about it. Duel to the Death from 88 Films. Most of the Force 5 from MVD Rewind. Most of the other stuff here is OCN. Treasures of Soviet Animation. The Yuri Norstein set. You can pick that up. The standard. Pink Narcissus coming out from Strand next week. We've got Retribution 4K wide release coming from Severn. America 3000 from Kino.
I have a question about America 3000 for you. Austin Trunick, who wrote the Canon Film Guide, did a really deep breakdown on it. And he said that there's a completely different audio track that the director did that Canon never used. Every release that's ever come out hasn't used the track. I've tried to rate the Kino for him. He's written to them. He goes, I have all this material. I can get you access to that track. He never gets a response. And it's like he's like, I'm not going to charge anything. Like I'll give them all my bonuses and all my extras. And it's like, oh, I wish.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because they went through and redubbed a lot of the voices, and he hated the dub, hated the way the music was mixed, and the director paid for it himself, and Canon never used it.
Yeah.
Date with a Vampire Visual Vengeance. Sorry, I had to chill out there
you're
for
right.
a second.
Yeah. Man Finds Tape coming from IFC or Magnolia next week. We've got Highway to Hell from Visual Vengeance also next week.
Brett did that one. Yeah, I'm excited.
And then the Black Six from Film Masters coming next week. I'm sure that's one that you were after.
Mean Joe Green's in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big one. Any that you're excited about or picking up already?
Man, so many actually. I'm excited about obviously the Visual Vengeance stuff, and then to finally get some of the stuff that I ordered from like Blast Off Girls and stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one.
Excuse me.
All right, so we are talking about Letterboxd tonight. This is something that you and I both use extensively. Why is Letterboxd so important for you?
I think for me, because I forget everything that I've watched, because I've seen, so many movies, and also once you start getting into the movies that I love, they may play under how many titles does Let Sleeping Corpses Lie have? Do you know what I mean? At least 12 or 13. And like, it's nice to have that there, and then be able to also, like, when I want to get into like a certain genre of movies, I can just dump them all into a list, and then I can like pick them off the list and get through it. And it organizes a lot of, as you can tell, like my brain's all over the place. It organizes and makes it a little more functional, especially for movie watching. So that's what I use it for. And I love seeing what other people have to say about movies. And it's really let me connect with a lot of people that I may have otherwise have never met, and, share things. The thing I hate the most about when people are like, sell me on a movie, tell me if this movie's good, I don't know if I should watch it. I hate that. Like you said earlier, like, give this movie a chance. If you don't like it, cool. Do you know what I mean? But like, that's what I like of so many people I follow on Letterboxd. It's like they went there, they watched this movie, and it's like it allows me. It's what I wish I had when I was a kid, when movies were on TV. Like, what is this? Who's in it? Like, what else did they do? It's so much easier to use in IMDb too. IMDb is such a rough site.
Well, not to mention, so much on IMDb is just flat out fucking wrong. I mean, Letterboxd has a lot that's wrong as well, obviously. Yeah. For many of us that research so many of these things, you find out immediately how much is wrong. That being said, it is so much more user-friendly than IMDb. Obviously, like, the lack of crazy numbers of intrusive ads made it my go-to pretty much immediately. After the forums were not a big deal on IMDb anymore, like all of the luster was gone. So I've not been using IMDb too much for anything. I use IMDb Pro for a few things for work stuff, but I mean, Letterboxd pretty much all the way. It is absolutely the one main go-to. It's
very visual too, compared to IMDb. IMDb is like, and by visual, there's still copy and stuff on it, but just the look of Letterboxd looks like somebody cared about it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I like that. I also like that sometimes the art is like someone picked weird cover art and they put up there, and that's the art for it. And it's just neat to find lists of movies and to see what other, especially when I start to follow someone on there and see like the things that they've made lists for, or the movies they've watched, and just getting on there in the beginning of the day and seeing like, here's what your friends are watching. Like, it's a really cool experience. It builds community where now we're so spread out and we're watching movies at home a lot and in our basements and aren't watching with other people. It lets us connect on movies, and that's what I really love about it.
Well, one thing I love about it is the ability to make lists. And if you click on the link to go look at Sam's profile over on Letterboxd, you will find this. Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
This list of lists, and
Yes.
you have a lot of them.
Yeah.
Tell the world why lists on Letterboxd are so important.
I like them because they let me make like a personal movie canon, right? Of like these movies are important to me, or these movies come from like, especially like you can see I have the Warped and Faded AGFA book in there. I love that book, and like it was one of those things where I'm like, oh, I keep finding movies that I want to watch and I haven't seen them all. So I've been covering those on my site on Wednesdays. So like that puts them there, and then it also helps remind me of like, hey, did I talk about that on the podcast? Cool, put that there. Did we watch that on the show? That's there. Those are all my mixed drinks. We serve 2 mixed drinks every live show. So there's, if you want a movie themed drink, you know, if you're like, I wonder if anyone ever made a Frankenstein 80 drink. I did. And then like, I've tried to create my own sub genres, which I find hilarious. Yenter Giallo or Giallo influenced movies made in Pittsburgh. The new episode of the podcast is about that. And these are true. Pittsburgh is just as Catholic and Italian as Italy. So they can happen here. So yeah, I have some really weird lists. I think the first one that was up on top was bathroom electrocutions, which is a thing I'm obsessed about. It happens way more in movies than it happens in real life. So why not, right?
Yeah, it is great to see a new list from Sam every so often. There are random things here that, I mean, again, 16 pages of list here. We're obviously not going to be able to cover all of them, but there are so many things like these are great for watch lists. These are great for capturing genres entirely. There are, God, so many things that you've done. Let's see. I'm going to have to go back through some of the BNS titles, but all right, so things like this. If you're excited and you remember, like, oh, I had that old Mill Creek 50 movie horror pack thing from back in the day. Sam has compiled a list to have you go, oh yeah, this was in that pack, and now I can go look it up and watch it somewhere. That's amazing.
Oh, I see. It helped me because like, and also the links to my site are in all the notes, so you can go read the reviews on them too. I actually did a list because I knew we were talking about this of some of the dumber lists that I've put on here.
You made a list about list. I love it.
Movies about bad milk is my favorite list. Movies that use poisoned milk as a murder weapon. Cat and Nine Tails, Scanners 2, Revenge of the Living Dead Girls. That's what that whole movie's about. There are 29 movies that I've found so far about poisoned milk. People who've so movies that rip off Eyes Without a Face, which is a genre that I love. I don't know what to call that genre, but that's in there. Movies that have towns filled with malice and murderous intent, often a beach town on the coast. So that's Messiah of Evil, Dead and Buried, Halloween 3. My theory is Night Tide. All these towns are right next to each other, and these movies are happening concurrently within like the same few days.
Yeah.
Movies with Royal Dano as a drunk old man. There's 4 movies on that list. And I work with someone who is the niece of the producer of Space Invaders. And she said, my uncle produced a movie, and I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called Space Invaders. And I was like, Royal Dano's in that. She was like, yeah, he is. She's like, why would you know that? I'm like, do you know how much I love Royal Dano? And then some of the other ones are like very simple, like movies with Ouija boards in them. And movies, there you have the Amityville one up. I've seen too many Amityville movies. And then like, if I get into a director, I got real into Joe Sarno a couple of years ago. I wanted to find everything and really see it. But yeah, there's really, you can stop at Amityville too, the Possession. That's the good. Well, maybe It's About Time. Those are the two that
time
you can
is so fun.
Oh, it has the sweatiest lovemaking scene. Shawnee Smith, like they dumped a bucket of water on her for that scene and she comes out. I have a weakness for Amityville Toy Box, but like, they're rough.
Don't you love Amityville Vibrator?
Oh, it has the best tagline. And it's like, what, for God's sake, let her come. I think it's that one. Yeah. I do not like Amityville Emmanuel. I have to say that's a movie I always go off about because title wise, you're like, that is a great title. And if Joe D'Amato was alive, he would make something great. This is not a Joe D'Amato movie. Yeah.
I've grown out of the Amityville feeling.
I know. I made a deal with the devil that I would watch all of them and review them in exchange for views.
I remember I followed it quite closely.
Yeah.
That was a saga to say the least.
Yeah.
So yeah, like BNS about Joe Sarno, that's always great. Crimmy, this is one that I've gone to on your list a couple times. Tell everybody about that one.
Yeah, German pre-Giallo Edgar Wallace based movies that gradually go from being black and white, very German movies to suddenly becoming Giallo by the end. Like they almost get influenced by the movies they influence, which is a weird snake eating its own tail world.
It is.
And there's CBS late movie is my very formative growing up experience of that's how I watched movies as a kid because we didn't have you had 3 channels in the 70s. So there's tons of stuff on there that originally was like a first run thing that there was just almost all like because the CBS affiliates were really upset that Johnny Carson was killing them on late night. So they begged CBS to do something. So they got a ton of first run movies. And then gradually by the end, it's all TV movies and episodes of McMillan Life. That's where I'm in. That's my jam.
These are just so vast in the ideas of what you're doing. I mean, Jess Franco, can we talk about that? So earlier you said is it really only 12 you haven't seen?
If you click on it, it'll say how many I have left. I think it's 11 or 12. It's close. And most of the ones that I haven't seen, you're not in. I'll look on mine. How about that? And I can tell you. That's why you have this, so you can be like, when you get those stats from Letterboxd too, especially if you're a stat nerd, that's the best, isn't it?
I've only logged one of my Jess Franco watches.
Really?
I do not log everything on here like I should.
Yeah. I log everything because otherwise, like, I'll just end up watching the same movie 50 times. You know what I mean? And like, I can't do that. So I'm looking up. Where is my Jess Franco list? That's the only bad thing. It's like if you want to search for your own list, it's a little difficult to do. And
it's on page 14 of your lists.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, I know it's there somewhere. Okay, of the 197 Jess Franco movies, I've watched 184, so I'm like 13 away.
Jesus.
The stuff I haven't seen is like his early, like Oro Espanol and Las Playas Vacayas that haven't come out. I haven't seen Claire. I haven't seen Los Chupanas. There's a couple early ones I haven't seen, but they're also really hard to find. So yeah. A lot of these two are like documentaries that I watched, like Not Quite Hollywood, they're very early Severin release. And especially I'm obsessed with trailer comps. So it was like, I'm going to put all the trailers in there so that I can go back and find the actual movies. And then some of them are just like when I've done like Unsung Horrors things, I log the stuff in there, or Film Mirage is my favorite label of all time. If I could put out a Criterion level Film Mirage release set, I think Severin's already doing that for us, but
they've done a lot of them. Yeah,
they've done. I mean, they put out Endgame. I mean, come on, that's amazing. But yeah,
trailer comps being a passion of yours. What are some of your favorite trailer compilations?
The Umbrella ones are really great. The Drive-In Delirium ones, yeah. Or no, that's Garage House did that one. That one's good too. And
Garage House did Trailer Trauma.
Trailer Trauma, that's the one. Yeah, and Drive-In Delirium. Those two are probably the best. But I also really like the old 42nd Street ones. Those sets are nice too. But yeah, I sometimes like watching. Maybe it's because I come from the world of advertising, but I like watching trailers more than full movies sometimes because it compresses and gives you the joy of the movie in a really tight format. And also the Drive-In Delirium ones were cool because there were a lot of Australian cuts and. Also, those trailers didn't play as much as they played here because there were less drive-ins. So, they're not as battered looking. There were a couple of the trailers on that, and I was like, that's the best I've ever seen that trailer look. It's amazing.
Yeah. God, there's probably a couple that I'm forgetting. The old Severin ones. How do you feel about the Severin ones?
I like them. I have all of them, yeah. I like the Kung Fu ones, actually, because there's some cool stuff on it. The Jawa one's really nice. I think that's a very early Severin purchase for me was when it came with all the colors of Jalo. Yeah, and I also do like if I like Crown International or different labels, I like to organize them based on who put out what.
It's smart, yeah.
I just read a whole thing on Twitter's a cesspool. I applaud you for being there still. So I saw you wrote something about I have to stay where people are at, and I get it. Someone was writing a thing about surviving the game of all movies, and they're like, Ice-T predicted what's going on years ago. And someone wrote back you idiot, it's the most dangerous game. That movie's been made 80 times. This is not a conspiracy. It's been made.
Your list have been referred to quite a few times as like the somebody's already made it type of list. And what I think is great is that these lists are fairly easily Googleable,
Mhm.
rather than just going on Letterboxd and searching for it, which also works, by the way. Their search is not terrible. It leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's nowhere near as bad as like Target or something like that. That is
Yeah.
just known for having terrible search engines. But things like this, which is one thing that I wanted to mention, films mentioned in Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched, a history of folk horror. This is a list that I have cloned a long time ago, and to be able to use something as a checklist, to be able to use
Mhm.
something as a what is that one random title that they barely mentioned, but it was very intriguing, and I definitely don't want to forget it. You don't have to take the notes. Sam's already done it, and when you do these, are you literally just taking hand notes? Are you doing it while you're watching the doc? What are you doing?
It's a combination of stuff too. Like someone might have started a list and I grab it and then like I notice stuff that wasn't in there, for
Yeah,
example. Or like a lot of times, like a lot of the Severn ones, they'll put what movies were in it in the credits. There's a doc and a couple docs that I watch at Film Fest that are in here like that, where at the end, like I literally just paused the credits and wrote it. And like you said, other times I have a list on my computer and I'm typing them as they come up. And because like I want to see everything that's in it. Um, and especially like this really became a big thing for me about because there's so many different versions of canon from the home video
yeah.
canon, 21st century. So breaking those out and making sure I saw them. All the Something Weird releases was another one. I really wanted to break those out and have those. Con started a lot of those, and like, but it really helped me get through this stuff and figure out what I was watching.
Yeah, Claude has done a lot of great work too. Got the
Yeah.
zine work that Claude has done has been amazing too.
Yeah, and he does really great challenges, like his summer challenges, like make me watch movies. Like he did all comedy this year, and it's kind of a blind spot a lot of times. So I got to watch like a lot of stuff that I never watched otherwise. Oh, thanks.
Yeah. This is just fun, and I really hope some people are saving these lists. Many of these lists that you've made are, pardon the pun, but essentials now that we see it on the screen here. Things like the Video Nasties list, things like Something Weird, which has kind of been a weird, nebulous. Like the library has been up in the air and questionable for many people for like databases. It's kind of hard to track everything that's been a part of Something Weird because of how they did everything. So it's pretty great to get somebody that's done a lot of work on it for you.
I have like the Visual Vengeance streaming list too that I put up because it surprised me. I didn't realize how much of their stuff is on Tubi, and I was like, I want like Warren is on Tubi, which is one of my favorite weird movies, and like I didn't even know they had it. So I was right away. Why don't you tell me you put this on Tubi? Oh, I always forget this stuff, and I'm like, okay.
Is there somebody else that you love who makes a lot of lists that you respect?
Con's really good. There's Electric X Wizard. Who's really good on there. Let's see who else's lists I have. I have a lot.
Pups of Jaws. I forgot that you called it Bastard Pups of Jaws.
I like Rem Lazar, who does the Boys Bible Study podcast. That's where I get a lot of the Christian stuff that I watch, which are really good. Kino Ventura has a really great dummy drop list.
Kino Ventura is always great.
Yeah. So there's, and also like someone yelled at me about this list because I think I put Grizzly on it, and they're like, Grizzly's not a shark movie. Neither's Great Alligator. I'm like, they are both 100% Jaws. Like they're Jaws
ripoffs. Yeah.
Tentacles is Jaws. Like these are all Jaws adjacent or Jaws feeling movies. And like I always say in these things, like, hey, if you have a problem with these, like how I did these, like make your own list. It's easy. Like I taught myself how to do it pretty quickly, and it's fun to kind of like put your stuff in different boxes, if you will. And like, I love that.
Well, and the exciting thing, I mean, Letterboxd has been used for everything from like starting podcasts to creating something that you and I both love is Erica's book. I mean, Erica's book only existed because somebody made a Letterboxd list at first, and she was like, oh, well, the work's already compiled. I got to write the book now.
I know, and I use that book for reference whenever I'm watching a movie. Like, for example, I was watching The First Truth or Dare. There's the scene where the kid gets chainsawed as they drive by, and I'm like, oh, I gotta look that up in Erica's book. Like, that really seems like something she. The sad part is whenever I watch a new movie and I'm like, they came out in 2026, and I am like, I probably shouldn't message her and tell her what she hates new movies. I'm like, but kid did die in this movie, and this influenced me because I'm writing a script and I put a child death in it just because I was hoping to get in like volume 3 of the book if this movie ever gets made. I'm like,
Nice.
I had to make it like the most over the top, ridiculous, like Italian crime movies. Italian crime movies do not care. Don't let your kids watch those, Ryan. Those are rough.
I'll give it a couple years at least.
Yeah, but can we watch Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man tonight, Daddy? And you're like, we just watched it last week.
I don't know if you've heard me say it before, but I thought the funniest thing in the world was my kids started coming in here and I was doing Patreon videos of pickups and I'd ask them, what do you think this movie is about? And they'd explain it just based on the title and the cover. And my youngest was looking around the room and he goes, can I watch The Swimmer? And I was like, you cannot watch Burt Lancaster's The Swimmer. I'm sorry. No.
Oh, you should have let him watch it. That movie would have broke him. Like I don't want you to do that to your kids. I played CBS Late Movie. I saw it on CBS Late Movie as a kid, and I was like, how is he swimming in these pools? Like you're very literal when you're a kid, and you're like, this can't happen. I think about that movie. I was gonna say every day, but it's true. I really do think about that movie a lot. Let the boy watch this. That should be I'm going to join your Patreon at the highest level if you do a video with him watching it, and him be like, why didn't you make me watch this?
Yeah. I got to admit, that'd be a good time. It's a great movie. I agree, Cinema Force.
Yeah.
It's just not a great movie for a 9-year-old.
No. It's like
the existential dread at the end of that movie, his life would be over.
You know what? He's going to watch it and be like, Daddy, is this what it's like when you grow up and have to work every day? And yeah. Yeah,
yes,
it's a lot
it is.
Like the other day, I was standing outside looking at my pool, and I'm like, I bet I can get downtown from this pool. And I thought,
Sam, if somebody wanted to learn the most about you,
Ooh.
What is the first of your lists that they should dive into?
Oh man, that's a rough on Letterboxd list. I think probably the Jalo list because it's really long and. It kind of shows that like it wasn't good enough for me to find. I had to find like really weird ones and really go all out.
Yeah.
That or I think the milk list is pretty good too because that's an obsession, right? Because I was just sitting there watching. I watched Cat of Nine Tails a lot, and I'm like, there's a really drawn out sequence about milk being poisoned, and I'm like, it's like Tetra Pak, like carton. It's not even carton milk. It's like in a bag, and like Italy's weird. And I'm like, what is going on with this milk? And then it started happening, and this will happen to you too. Now that I've said it, it's like a Stephen King like virus. Like you'll watch like 5 movies in a row. I'm like, they keep poisoning this fucking milk. What's going on? Like, who killed people this way? And then next thing you know, you have a Letterboxd list of it. So that's how obsessions are born.
Yes, it is. I am glad you're here. Thanks for doing this. I think we covered pretty much everything on the list. Anything on your list that you want to highlight that I didn't ask about?
No, I think we've said it all. But this is the Fantastic Cozy. It's on the that's on the Wizard of Oz one is on Blood on Melly's Moon.
It is.
Yeah. God, another movie that I spent too much for. I bought it from Luigi Cozy off the Profundo Russo site and got it signed, which I don't feel bad about that. But then, like, literally the day it was in my hands, Severin announced it. I was like, oh, damn it. Like, through all this stuff. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
No, this was great. Thank you for indulging me and letting me come on and talk. Because this is my favorite thing to talk about. Like, when I'm at parties with people and they want to talk politics, and I'm like, I just want to talk about Cannibal Ferox. Can I talk about that? And nobody wants to talk about Cannibal Ferox. And I'm like, that's how I feel about politics. I don't want to talk about it either. So I'll give you 10 minutes of politics. You give me 5 minutes of Cannibal Ferox. You gave me 2 hours of talking about physical media. I mean, this is a joy. My wife's probably going to love you. She'll be like, he got it out of the system for a couple of days. He won't come running upstairs and show me something, which happens.
He's good for a week.
Yeah, she does not. I love her. She's very supportive, but she's like, do not like run upstairs to show your wife what like Called Epics is putting out. I did do this. I said, oh my God, they're putting up P.O. Box at their breast. She's like, what's that? I'm like, it's a thing. Okay, bye.
That's hilarious.
Because I literally yelled out loud. She's like, what's that noise? And I'm like, I just got really excited. Like a child. Like a little perverted child. Yeah, I know. Grindhouse Releasing referred to me as an affable pervert in one of the pull quotes for me. And I was like, I mean, affable's nice. I don't know about the rest of it. It's not something I can tell my mom. Like, you know. But yeah, and if anybody wants the trade Letterboxd list or wants to talk about stuff, I'm totally into it. This is my pitch to get onto the Cinema Force podcast. That's my next goal. That's what I will complete my plenty.
Cinema Force will absolutely be reaching out, I'm sure. You are doing great work. Everybody needs to subscribe to BNS About Movies. It is, I mean, it's one of my favorite things to find out about movies that I've a lot of times literally never heard of, and SOV things and everything that people are usually unwilling to champion, and yet most of the time, you're pretty positive about them.
I think so many people like beat up movies, right?
Yeah.
Especially like people are like, I hate that, like, well, it looks fake or it looks stupid or oh, that's dumb. I'm like, yeah, it's fake. It's a movie. Like it's I knew
It's not a snuff film.
That pussy would come up sometime. It comes up all the time, as it should. But yeah, I think that's and it's I love finding movies and like I love meeting people and labels and like folks like you. Deaf Crocodile has introduced me to so many movies. Prog Nights is one of my favorite things that's ever come out ever. And and then to me, like
he is gonna love you so much for saying that because that movie does not get talked about enough.
I talk about it all the time. I'm like, it is like a lost Mario Bava movie. Like it is, and that's high praise for me. And but it's its own thing, baby. It's Austin Powers would say, but it's great. And like that's why I love Unsung Horrors too, because like they will find stuff that I didn't know about. And I think that's what it's about to me. Like I get excited about it's like almost like archaeology of finding this stuff. Like I'm on OKRU or Internet Archive looking for stuff. Like what SOVs on the Internet Archive? But it's like it really makes me feel good that people are looking at it. Thank you so much for all the you said. You made my head too big, any bigger than it could be. But I feel like MODOK now. And not the cheesy movie version, but the other one. That happened, right? Like,
it did, and it's awful.
Yeah, like I know we went through COVID and a lot of stuff the last couple, and like stuff's been real compressed and fucked up. But like in any other timeline, that would happen. People like, no, like go back and fix that. Like they fixed Sonic and they didn't fix MODOK.
Yeah,
what happened? Yeah. As a MODOK lover, machine organism designed only for killing, I wanted MODOK to look better. And
that movie is bad. That movie is real bad.
I wanted to love it, right? Because like I love Ant-Man and I love like I had the John Byrne comic as a kid of Marvel Premiere, read it cover to cover, destroyed it. That's how I learned how to draw from looking at that issue. Like everything I draw in comic style is like John Byrne looking, like muscle structure, everything. And then like I love Bill Murray and like, oh, this seems cool. It's like I kind of like once Thor happened, like every Marvel movie was kind of like, oh, we got to be Thor.
We got to be rough. Funny.
Yeah, and it's hard because like I'm a comic book geek from right. I'm big chubby fat white dude. Of course I read comic books. But like I want Marvel to succeed. Like I'm not one of those people that hate superhero cinema. Like I get that it funds a lot of the other stuff that we love, but it's like these movies can also be good. Someone who grew up with horrible comic book movies, like God, Doc Savage, and I'm going way back, the Captain America movies, like on TV movies, like we can make great movies. Like Infinity War is a really good movie. Like it's a rousing, crowd-pleasing movie. Yeah, it is not the kind of movies that you can have different sides. Like you can like these movies. I also hate when people say it's a guilty pleasure. It's like, from who? Like, who do you have to? Obviously, I don't have guilty pleasures because but like, you don't have to have guilty pleasures. It doesn't have to be so bad it's good. It can be things that you love, and it's like, and if that's what you love, then tell people about it. So that makes me feel good that you said it. Well, Doc Savage is not completely horrible, Adam, but it could be such a better movie. That's what I'm saying.
You mentioned loving MODOK. Deaf Crocodile just DM'd me and wanted me to share. This is his favorite MODOK image.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I love the idea of MODOK is why comics are awesome, right? Because it's like, what if we took this giant headed dude and we put him in a chair and he flew around, like, right? And you're like, I am watching the strangest movies this week where somebody, I think I mentioned it there, someone made these right-wing Christian documentaries about comic books and how like comics are evil and satanic. And there's a big part where they talk about how comic creators made Superman because they were glorifying the Nazi. And I'm like, you've realized Siegel and Schuster were Jewish and they were making this to have someone to protect them. That's also why Kirby, and they talked the whole time about how evil Kirby was. Joe Simon and Jack Kirby made Captain America because they believed so much in America and believed in goodness. And they literally had to have an FBI guard because they got so many threats from people, right? And it's like, where do these movies, and like they start glorifying seduction of the innocent at one point, and like talking about how censorship in the 50s and how it killed EC was the right thing. And at that point, I'm like, I should shut this movie off. But at this point, I'm rage watching it now. Like, I'm into it. This next one I'm watching is how Doctor Strange is evil because he's a Aleister Crowley clone. Like, I have a whole book of Crowley books here, so I'm gonna love this one. Yeah. So, but yeah. Well, anyways, superhero movies can be good. Look at Dredd. Dredd's a great movie.
Dredd is great.
They dropped it. Why couldn't they make more than one of those?
Yeah,
like Carl Urban was ready, right?
They did. They made the Raid. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same movie, isn't it? Yep. That's another Letterboxd list. Movies that are the same movie and you didn't realize it, and you have to put them right next to each other.
That's a fun list.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, good luck. Now you're busy.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm never going to sleep. Thanks, Ryan.
Well, on the note of the right wing comics, I'm gonna say the same thing I said earlier. Get a new president, as Snake Plissken said. Please make sure that you're doing the right thing out there, voting in every election that you can, because we all need it. On that note, Sam, you're amazing. Thanks for coming on. I cannot wait to have you back on.
Oh man, I can't wait to be back on. This was seriously my Christmas, so thank you very much.
That's how I felt about your show. So look at that. This is incredible. Everybody, please go subscribe to Sam on YouTube, on podcast, on everything that's in the chat. You can follow him on Letterboxd. If you're not, you're wrong. You absolutely should have him on Letterboxd already. But everything, please, by all means, go give him a follow. Sam, thank you again, and we'll see you all next time.
See ya.
Thank you for watching The Disconnected. On the way out, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you've liked the video, and that you've copied the link to be able to share it with someone else that may appreciate this.